What,
Yo.
what's up, gamers?
Oh my god, we've got a special guest for week 3 replay review. This has got to be your first time on stream this season, isn't it, Lee?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I couldn't make any of our roster reviews or the replays
It's just been us
yet.
until today.
Well, we've got Mod Leezy back on the, I guess this isn't quite Mod Couch, this is Stream Couch.
Yeah.
Back on the Stream Couch.
Yeah, Toady, not a mod.
Not a mod.
Mm-mm. But Goder was found dead in Miami, so I'm here.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god. Okay, so we have 4 replays in store once again today. Unfortunately, there were no swarm submissions, but we did pick one that we found just to be the best in general. Of course, I'm getting a phone call right now
Answer
from
that.
Vancouver. No, it was just a spam call.
Ask if they want to be on stream.
Hey, Mr. Vancouver? Yeah, you want to be on stream? What's that about my parcel at the US border?
Yeah, just go get it.
Okay. Oh man, but yeah, so we have we do have one repeat offender this week where we've gone over one of these players' replays, but I mean, considering this is week 3 and we've only had, what if we do 4 replays? We've had, this will be 24 players. We've only had
voicemail.
Oh my god, yeah, shut up. Literally, they did leave a voicemail. But considering this is the first overlap, that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, and we have been making an effort. We got a doc this time now to actually keep track of who we do. So
Yeah,
it's
we're
like it's not
tracking stuff.
impossible that we're gonna do replays, obviously, or repeats, obviously, but it'll at least let us, like, not at 3 weeks from now be like, oh, did we do this person's replays before, and we just like forget that we did them for 3 weeks in a row to sort
Which
of
we would never do.
Yeah.
That would never happen.
Yeah.
Definitely hasn't.
No.
Yeah.
All right, who do we have here? We've got Skyhops, yo, Lethal, yo, Royce,
Sweet Alice,
Beats, yep.
Handy.
Yo, welcome. Come on in. Okay, well, I
Who
guess
is Andy?
we can kick stuff off right away. We will be starting with our All-Star replay once again. And
say,
Leezy, did you end up getting to watch this game?
Can't remember if I was there live. I remember I at least caught the replay, but
Yeah, I think I wasn't there live either.
yeah, and I remember being surprised in this game.
To say the least. So who
nice.
we got? Who we got up first?
Up first we have Alice versus Rice Man.
Oh.
The Discord. It's the first time we had 3 people in here. I guess I gotta
Oh no, the overlay.
make this fit.
Some technical problems.
How about
Professional streamer.
Oh my god, I don't know if I'm above or below. There we go. All right.
I'm so small.
All right.
Now I'm better.
That'll have to do.
Like that time they turned me into a newt.
Yeah, I remember that.
I got better. Azzy's here now too. Sweet. Okay, well, right off the rip, we have Rice Man with the Coco Terrain team with 3 quark drives rather.
Two
And
Terras.
I believe Crown and Blastoise are the Terras.
No, Crown and
Yeah.
Jugulus, aren't they? I don't know. I can pull up the doc.
It
Oh,
is
it's
Crown and
Coco
Blastoise.
on.
It is.
Wait, it is Crown and Blastoise?
Oh, Crown and Jugulus is Panziskas
Yes.
in
Why-
Swarm.
Why is the
Killing me.
Coco? Oh, I'm looking at the stupid wrong thing again. Dude, I swear to
Oh my
God,
God.
when it's on the top and then there's one up here and then it's on the bottom and there's one down here, it's just how
You
I
can't
read
make this up, man.
It's just
You
how I
got to
read
start
it.
switching the perspectives or something, because player 1 is technically the player on the bottom left.
it. Is that always how it is on our replay?
Yeah, that's player 1.
Mm,
The person who sends the challenge is player 1.
Yeah. Well, it's also harder when like I don't glance at the names and immediately say like, ah, yes, we have Rice Man and Alice. Like, just, it's
Yeah.
just not the names.
I know. And well, when you're in game, it is easier to tell because there's a picture next to each
Yeah.
of the types. I don't know why
Yeah.
they don't do that in the replay where they have the
Yeah.
sprite next to the type.
There's clearly a space for it. Like,
Yeah,
it
obviously.
just doesn't show it. Anyway, okay, so it's the Blastoise and the Jugulus.
Yeah.
So we do just have the Terra Dark Jugulus. And
No,
still
no, it's Blastoise and Crown. Blastoise and
Oh,
Crown.
Crown. Oh. Okay, so ground and steel. Got it.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah. Well, that was me just not remembering what it was, because Lee did say the word Jugulus, and that was what was sticking in my mind.
I screwed him up. I'll take the blame.
So it's Lee's fault. See, we bring him on for one stream, and so far, I haven't made any mistakes.
To be fair, we aren't known as the Nahyma Battle Accountability.
That is true. We're here to learn.
Alice's Terra types are Ground, Thunderous, and Fighting Metacham, yeah?
Yes.
Ground Thunderous... Oh, it's not Ground Thunder T, right? It's Incarnate.
Correct,
So that makes
it's
a bit more
Incarnate.
sense. Yeah. Usually, like, being immune to Electric is very nice for Thunder I. Thunder T, it would have been more surprising to see a Ground, because, I mean, it's already basically a Ground type with Volt Absorb after it Terras.
Thunderous.
Yeah, and being immune to it would make it not get the HP if it took an electric move, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know how.
Or wait, no, because Lightning
I
Rod
think you do
works
still
on.
get the HP.
Yeah, Lightning Rod works on like Rhydon.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do.
But it's Thunderous L.
Yeah, well, having a secondary electric immune for the Coco when, Chomp isn't the most reliable Coco switch, given the Gleam exists.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
sense.
It is really nice to have.
Yeah.
If I were to think of leads, I mean, Coco's a pretty obvious lead. I do think that Treads and Druddigan are also pretty good leads. This might be the Druddigan debut, actually, this season.
How many points
I think
was
it's kind of
Druddigan?
underrated.
Do we know off the top of our head kind of like what point range Druddigan was?
Let me look for you. It is 7 points.
7 points. Okay, so this is definitely like a mid tier. I was curious.
It's like a low mid tier, but technically by
Yeah.
our classifications, I think it is
Right.
a mid tier.
Yeah, our low tiers are 6 and below by our voting metrics.
Yeah.
I think it's surprisingly reliable, actually. It's more bringable than I think you would imagine at the beginning. Like,
It was probably
just
also
looking at it
tiered
on
because
paper.
it's just so much competition with dragons too, and it's just a mono dragon. So
It's pretty good, honestly. It's like physical. It's like FizzDef Gudra for real.
yeah.
With hazards
well,
and glare. And
What are
just
we?
being good?
What are we expecting for leads here? Probably like a. Normally you'd say like a lead chomp, but maybe not against the Coco.
Yeah, I do think
maybe like a
Riceman-
Lop.
But
Yeah, any
Yeah,
of the
Lop
top
would make
3
sense.
I think are good for Riceman, like Coco, Treads, or Dread. I would be a little bit nervous about Lop into specifically Dread, where like if it is a Dread lead, are you just
Yeah.
U-turning and either having something get glared or rocks getting up and just taking extra helmet chip?
does Dread have glare?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's glare.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so I don't think you want to lead a physical attacker, honestly. You want to lead something
Yeah.
special here.
Mm,
Slow
so
Burst's
something
kind
like
of
Thunder.
passive. You might have to lead Thunder,
Honestly,
yeah.
I was gonna say you could just do the Thundy into the
And just Terra
the
turn
glare.
one. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good play.
Yeah. Or I mean, would you be opposed to like leading the Lop, and if he doesn't lead Dread, then you do whatever you want. But if it does, then just swap the Thundy for like a glare that you're just immune anyway.
Yeah, I
Stay,
feel like
lim-
rocks are-
stay
rocks are
limber
really
and triple
solid.
axle.
Yeah.
Can't get glared.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway,
Big
You
let's
lose half your health.
let's see what we get here. So it is the Chomp lead into the Coco. So
This isn't
Probably-
that bad.
yeah.
There is room for the Chomp to be Roselli here, or
Mhm.
even Scarf. Like
Yeah,
the
surely you
Coco does
expect
have to
this.
be cautious. So
Yeah, it's
you
not
you do
blue.
have the momentum, but if you're bluffing it, it is really risky turn 1, especially with your Chomp. So
yeah. Well, even without
It's,
Roselli, if you were
not
just like
reliable.
a bulky Chomp against like Gleam isn't that strong, even with stab, right? Like it's
Yeah.
So you'd still be threatening something to kill, which is ground. But let's see. So I guess we'll just start rolling through. We get the reflect turn 1. Wow.
Reflect is
that's-
nice, but that still does
yeah.
a lot.
The taunt. So okay.
Oh.
I was gonna say like the you almost like cut your losses there, right? Like with the first reflect and then just like swap. I don't know why you taunt. Aside from
Yeah, Coco being down this early is really, really big, actually.
yeah, like I get why you do it, right? Because like you think that you're calling out that Chomp is gonna rock, predicting you swapping, but I feel like there's just not really
Yeah.
a drawback to him just clicking Quake again, right? Like, but,
Yeah, I feel like Blastoise was the read. He was reading like either a Blastoise or
Yeah.
a Dread coming in there rather than actually the ground type.
right. Okay, well now here's the lot. The droid still hasn't come out, but go fake it right into
Fake
the
out
crown.
stays base,
This is
so I think Alice knows to stay pre-mega for Limber.
yeah. What was the crown again? Ground. Okay. I guess this is beneficial. Like if your plan here, I mean, we've seen this crown or crown in general just kind of take off. Actually, is this the second Riceman replay we've done? 'Cause I feel like we watched a replay with crown.
Let me check.
Because I maybe I'm thinking of this replay that I saw, but
Yeah, you're thinking of a different one.
the Driftlim one, right?
Yeah, we didn't review that one.
Oh, we didn't review that. Okay, that's right. It was the other All-Star one. Anyway, we've seen, at least if you're paying attention to the replays not on stream, that this crown can run away with the game pretty quickly. So
Yeah,
maybe that's
reverse
the
select
idea.
Koya.
There is just you're just kind of like sacking the Coco to get crown in on a full reflect, and then worst case you're just able to pivot straight into him with the sack, and best case you're right with the taunt and he tries to rock and you get a free turn, right? So
Yeah.
well,
I feel like setup into Slowbro here. Like it could be a Spadef Slowbro, could have
Yeah.
Thunderwave. There's probably ways of it disrupting this crown. I would assume
Sure,
that
yeah.
Alice is bringing.
yeah, but
So I
I'm
don't
just saying
know
that that's
if going all
probably
in-
why he did it, even if we might not agree that it was the best
Yeah,
option.
that's okay. It does look like, if it's not the correct Slowbro set, it does look like it can run away with the game right now.
Yeah. What do you think? Like AV Slowbro would be good, or just like Max Spadef?
No, it has to have like specifically Thunderwave.
Oh,
Or
Thunderwave,
maybe,
okay.
I guess Yawn, but you can't Yawn in the electric terrain, so
Yeah.
that's a little bit riskier.
Well, at least it's gonna be.
Oh, and it's
gone after
ground.
this.
Isn't it ground?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
ground
ground.
Terra, so that's
Well, that
Yeah.
that helps.
Maybe we
Slowbro
can
at
actually just
least,
take over the game.
But once he's calm minded up, he's not gonna do much. Anyway, so yeah, he's doing his. I think we saw the double dance basically.
It's with the Encore
yeah.
and the Mental Herb. No,
Ooh.
wait, that's insane.
So, yeah, the reflect.
Slowbro
So
was
he is,
the
he is
answer.
terrain extender, not light clay. But so Slowbro comes in. I guess we'll see. The store power he resists. What is
That's
he
so
going
much,
for
holy
then?
crap.
He just teleports. And now the lot's back in and actually
You can
goes for the
fake out,
mega.
yeah. And you stall this out, and then you can Encore back into the Combine.
This. I remember this because I think Riceman said in post game that, or maybe it was in the chat that he didn't know that this is how this worked. I didn't either. I was also confused. I was like, why are you faking out if you want to just Encore after? Fun fact for people who didn't know. Fake out doesn't count as the turn that you're encoring. So
Wait,
unless he also
I'm
clicked.
I feel like that's an unintuitive way to think about the move, though, isn't it?
For Encore specifically, you would think that
Yeah,
because
I mean,
most times when a move fails or like when something doesn't work, it doesn't keep it. But
Well,
Encore.
but the description of Encore literally says the last move used.
But did he click a different move on the turn that he got faked out?
Well, I would assume so, but it doesn't matter. It didn't use a move.
But there are other mechanics in the game when there's a turn in between those where it doesn't call back to like 2 turns ago. It
No, I
either
think you're thinking-
fails because something didn't come out, or it uses what they tried to do.
I think you're thinking of moves that call other moves, like sleep
Yeah.
talk and assist and things
Right.
like that. That they work differently.
That's why I assume that that's how this worked, because I'm thinking of moves like that, like a copycat.
But those
Assist,
call other moves. There's a very big difference between clicking a move that does something else and not clicking a move, because Encore says it's forced to use the move that it used last. When you flinch, you don't use a move.
Yeah, I guess
guess
I'm
it's
also
just
thinking too, like when someone swaps in too, it's like it's not gonna do the last move that they used that way, right? If they swapped in and out, so it's like I don't know. I think there's reason to be confused about it if you didn't know that that's how the
I think if you're confused, you didn't read what the move does. But that is also just a possibility for everybody. Not everybody
Draft
sits on
player POV.
Showdown all day. Yeah, true draft player.
Yeah,
This is really nice timing to stall out the trick room, though. Or sorry, not the
the
trick room,
terrain,
the
yeah.
terrain.
Especially
Yeah.
with Coco.
Yeah.
That is a huge drawback of the Coco already being dead. You don't even have it as a sack, right? To come in
Mm-hmm.
and just take that.
Yeah.
So the Rocky
This is
Helmet
Ruskin's
Ruskin
and
does
Rocky Helmet, though.
over 75%. What did he say? Oh yeah. So that was him saying that that's how it works.
Yeah, you didn't know that either.
Yeah. Cause from booster, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back because we saw the figure, we saw the encore.
Yeah, the
So
second
now he's
Encore, by
trapped.
the way,
Like he
because
has
it was
to
mental
kind
alert.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. If you still had the speed boost, you could actually just stay in and just keep clicking command.
Yeah. So there's the
Okay, they're
rocks
up.
up.
This doesn't do much damage though.
No, that does. But
Oh,
it's a
that
crit.
crit.
Yeah, it's a huge crit. And he's
Nice.
dead.
Dread's almost down though. I feel like you kind of want to save this. It's hard to find a switch for Chomp though. Like now that screens are down,
Well,
you know, you have two
I mean,
skill
you have
types and
you have
frail
a flying type. He's
Yeah,
frail,
it's not
yeah,
very-
but
It's not very dependable. Like
Well, I
Chomp was
wonder-
at, or sorry, Dread was at an HP where like, Chomp wasn't necessarily gonna click Earthquake there.
Mhm.
Like you could click a Scale Shot, for example.
yeah, true, yeah, and just
Yeah,
finish
this
him
is
off with
Mega
speed
Chomp
boost.
too, so it's not.
Oh, it is Mega
Oh, true,
Chomp.
it's Mega Chomp. Yeah,
So, I
so
guess
it doesn't have an
wasn't
item.
Roselli either.
Yeah, I forgot.
I forgot about that.
I
For
assume
war.
it was regular, based on that. But
Yeah, you see the Lopunny and you forget. That was kind of our criticism of the double Mega here is having Mega Chomp with another Mega, I think is completely fine. And we've seen
Yeah.
it done multiple times, but specifically with Lop that is like completely useless, basically useless without Mega versus like the other two potential Megas with Slowbro and Medicham
yeah,
that are both like fine without it. Feels like you're actually not running Mega Chomp very often, unless Lop is just
unless
not
Lop
on your
doesn't
team.
come, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can continue.
So
here.
Dread's down, that's fine. No rocks is all right.
Ooh, another crit.
Splinter. That might
But
have
that
honestly mattered.
probably.
Maybe it depends on the Tread's investment, but
Yeah, Spinner's 80,
Chomp is
right?
pretty fat.
80 base.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you know, he's not. Well, I guess of course, he's not a berry or anything.
Yeah.
So the Medicham comes in. I actually didn't even think about the fact that like there are two other potential megas on this team, even though he doesn't have
Yeah.
them. So
Medicham's kind of just
is it regular?
bluffing. Maybe not bluffing, but it's like threatening being Scarf.
Yeah.
It kind of looks. I mean, it's kind of unresisted here. Honestly, you have to just kind of sack
And
something
you don't
every
have
time
the,
it
the
comes in.
physical punish on Dread anymore.
Yeah.
That's honestly one of the reasons why it's like I don't know what Riceman's game plan is for the rest of the team there, but like where we're saying about the scale shot versus the earthquake, I would still almost want to just have Dread around to like punish fake outs or even something from the Medicham, even if
Yeah.
it's a sack, right? Just because it's like you saw how much damage it did from one interaction. If that's a fake out where he doesn't die, you get to do that another time at least, right? To like
Yeah.
chip something down.
It could still be
Medicham's
booster or
still
Jugulus, but the fact that terrain is down means that you don't have speed for the Lop,
Yeah.
and you kind of just don't have the attacking power
Yeah.
with
I wonder if there's a
what other
chance that,
things do.
that Treads is like Scarf or something, but probably not. You would just run Booster.
Nah, no shot.
There's
Okay, it's
Sash,
Sash.
Quake, Trick Room,
With Trick Room,
which I forgot
I don't think
that
I've
Medicham gets.
ever seen Trick Room, but it could be if
Yeah.
it's invested in negative speed, it could be slower than Blastoise,
148.
Reversal?
which I would imagine it is.
Well, yeah, so Blastoise can get lower, but minimum
Yeah.
speed is going
It takes
Yeah, I don't
effort.
think-
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not going to do 0 IVs.
for the Medicham. Terra fighting with reversal with Sash, like, that's
That's
crazy.
Yeah, I remember watching this replay. And like once I saw like the Medicham, I was like, oh, yeah, I
Oh,
remember this.
true.
This
And if Dread
is-
was up, it could still take something and kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's and I think Alice was talking in the chat after too about how Medicham's like super underpriced, or somebody was saying that Medicham was like super underpriced as a Terra captain, and maybe we might see why. So,
Underpriced? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if
I
we're
think
ever
it
gonna
takes work.
see. I don't know if we're ever gonna see this work again, right?
Wow, this
But-
just kills everything.
Yeah, it's over from here. I mean, you need 4 turns of Trick Room, and you got 4 mons left. They're all dead.
Yeah.
Right? So-
I do think if you're gonna play that game, Blastoise should come out first, just in case it's like it forgot to be minus speed Medicham.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if the Medicham itself wasn't
Just to see, hey,
Let's-
maybe I didn't need to sack my whole team. Maybe they just messed up their investment. It's kind of just the out at
yeah,
that point.
at least at the end of the day, it was actually minus speed. Let's
Yeah.
see if Blastoise was nope. Not.
It was actually like full 0 IVs and everything. Like it very specifically wanted to be 1 HP, the Medicham.
Yeah, to make sure that it took the most damage possible, right?
Yeah, only had attack EVs.
Because is reversal just base and special attack.
No, that's
is
an
reversal.
IV.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right. I thought you were saying that the only thing that wasn't 0 was attack.
No.
That is, and it's not even. Oh, it's brave. Okay, I was gonna say it's not even adamant.
Yeah, minus speed.
But reversal is just because it's not counter, right? Because like you're not like reflecting the one attack that just hit you. It's just is the power based on the last thing that hit you, just until something
It's
else.
based
No,
off your remaining health points.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
The lower
sense.
your health, the harder.
Yeah, it's like 150
So it's
base
flail,
power if you're 1
basically.
HP. Yeah, it's flail. It's the exact same mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah, 150 Terra fighting. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So
Again,
I would
like,
imagine
I doubt
would
it, like,
imagine
it will
that
ever work like this again.
seeing the Dredigan was probably like a bit of a mini heart attack for Alice. Be like, oh god, there's a, you know, you see Dredigan and usually it has Rocky Helmet, but it at least usually also has Rough Skin. So
What's its other
seeing
ability?
the strategy
Mold
of
Mold Breaker or
it has
Sheer
Mold
Force.
Breaker,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, Sheer Force. Actually, those are two good abilities.
It's good
Yeah, it's
ability.
got a
Force, especially. I just feel like I've
does
only
a
ever
lot.
seen Rough Skin.
Yeah.
But,
It's good. But I mean, seeing it, you usually assume that it's the rocker with
Yeah.
like utility instead of the attacker. It can be a fine
Right.
attacker. But seeing that and being like, oh my god, no. I wasn't expecting rocks or helmets
yeah.
on my Terra Fighting Trick Room Sweeper. Or against it rather.
No, it's
So
tragic.
definitely good for Alice that
I
the
saw this
Dragon
trash. Or
dropped.
the chat.
Yeah, even Riceman says I probably should have kept Dread up.
Yeah.
I think I agree because even if like I mean I wouldn't have expected this Medicham, but
No.
you need
but there's
something to beat
two
the
good
cooperative.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more worth it than. I mean, again, like only Riceman knows what his game plan was with the rest of these mods at that point. But like, I personally think that that's more valuable with what was left.
Yeah, I think the game was, I don't want to say over or decided or anything, but it was definitely swung
gonna be a
towards
lot
Alice once Coco dropped.
Yeah.
And the Encore hit the crown. It was really hard, I think, for Riceman to recover there.
Was that Blastoise special? Yeah, he was. And we know that this was at least partially a special Slowbro for the crown. Because I'm just trying to think of mods that would survive Lop while being outsped. It's like Blastoise is probably one of them, but like you have a really good answer to the Blastoise right here. And then like Crown, if he doesn't Terra, but then again, it's like you just have your. Actually, wait, did Lop bring? No, Lop didn't bring any fighting moves. Fake out,
What the
return,
heck?
quick attack, encore. So
Oh,
I don't
that's
even know
crazy.
if it kills the Crown if it doesn't Terra.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we saw it click in return earlier. But that's I mean the quick attack surely is just for finishing off.
I think the set is fine because honestly, I don't think Alice expected the Coco to go down turn 2 just
Yeah.
to get a reflect up. So having the quick attack to pair with the fake out to snipe some low HP like Jugulus or Coco or something like that, I think
Yeah, it
is
makes sense.
a decent plan, especially also for the like Terra Blastoise as well. After getting a smash, having minus defense, effectively having extreme speed that just takes up 2 move slots is actually pretty good.
Right. It's just interesting for the Crown specifically. That, like you have the Encore for its setup, but then like something else kind of has to deal with it after that, right? Especially if it clicks Iron Defense. You're probably running out of Encores before it dies.
Maybe if it was leftovers, but I think Gallus was chilling here. So crazy game. I forgot that this insane Trick Room sweep happened. But yeah, Medicham is good. I'm glad to see it in the spotlight. What was the Pheasantipity set? We didn't really get to see it.
Oh yeah, right there. Citrus Berry, Moonblast, Sledge Bomb, U-Turn, Roost and Citrus.
I think that's fine.
It must have been.
It's hard to
planning
find.
to take a hit and for at some point.
Yeah, it's hard to find time
Minus
for
the offensive
things
Coco
to
switch
roost.
in or the Jugulus switch in.
Yeah. Against like an offensive team like Coco teams like this, it's hard to find time to actually click roost. So having the
Yeah.
citrus can sometimes give you that extra turn to try and stabilize, where to just like barely avoid 2-hit KOs kind of thing.
Yeah. Or if you like swap in on something and then they swap and then you have to come back in on it again later, like it gives you another chance to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little extra sticking power against offensive teams.
Yep.
Because, I mean,
All right.
leftovers against this kind of team are rarely going to actually have impact.
Yeah. Well, are we
Okay, well, that was
ready to move to the
a
next one?
good game. Yeah, let's head on to our hustle game, which surely is a little bit
Got a rain team.
less sweepy, right?
It's a rain team. Could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's a rain
this
team
got-
against Thundy T.
It's got a lot of votes, actually. Let me double check how many votes this one had. I'm sure if you're seeing this, you've probably already seen the replay.
I haven't seen this one.
Oh, actually, it didn't have as many as I thought. It was the last one that had a lot of votes. It was the
Yeah. Our Truant
The
and our All-Star games had a lot of votes.
Yeah.
yeah. So
don't click a water type move against this team, and then there's a rain team. You get two
Yeah, it looks
water
like there's
absorbs
2 water absorbers.
and a volt
which-
absorb, which is actually
I don't-
kind of hilarious for against.
I don't know
a
how
rain
necessary
team.
that is, though. I mean, there's only one real water threat here. I mean, unless it's like Specs Pelipper, but even that
Well,
Pelipper
here,
usually
but
gets its
was there anyone
offense
else
from...
on the
Yeah, I'm
roster?
checking right now. Pelipper usually gets its
Yeah,
offense
there's a Mega
from...
Swampert on there, and a Ludicolo.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think the Ludicolo was just recently added.
I think it
For
went
this
live
week.
for this battle.
Yeah,
She could have used it for this battle, and then
but then again, a Ludicolo, are you bringing a Vaporeon in against a grass type? To
No,
water
I'm
absorb?
assuming that's what the Woshen would be
Arctic.
for. Regardless, just
yeah.
from the team preview, it really looks like Dolce is going to have to be on the back foot here. It is nice to have the option of resetting the weather with Slowking.
Mhm.
You might have to be some sort of utility umbrella to try and take less water damage from things.
Yeah,
But this is kind of my problem with having 2. I mean, I'm imagining that Arctivish is here for a water absorb, but it might not be. It might be Slush Rush. But having like 2 water absorbers means that you don't want Slowking to actually take the water move. But if you want to reset the weather, it has to take the water move.
yeah.
And then are you really committing your item and 2 Pokemon to combating 2 water type Pokemon?
Well, and also, do
Hard
you
to
look
say.
at this? Do you look at this team, if you are the rain team, and say, "Hey, Glowking's probably going to be resetting the weather or not. I can run an item other than Damp Rock because I'm going to be able to put it up more without having to have the full turns of it, right? Because you're assuming
Mhm.
that there's going to be some that are interrupted, and then you just get to refresh rain every time you come in on snow.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like time
I would
around that as
probably
much.
expect like Taunt from Tinkaton to stop that, because I do think that
Yeah.
like having the Damp Rock is good to force your opponent's hand to having to actually click Chilly Reception. Because like actually taking the time to click that against an offensive rain team like that, this is kind of a balanced rain team, honestly, especially with no Mega Pert.
Yeah.
But having like forcing them to actually take the time to click that button, I think is pretty good for you. I would still keep the Damp Rock personally. Let's check out the Terra.
We ready to? Oh yeah. Too many
Holy-
words.
Oh,
holy apps.
Shut
okay, we
up.
see Electric Arctivish and Fighting Thundy versus that Psychic Barraskewda.
Yeah,
Looks like it.
probably sci
Correct.
fangs.
Yeah, Scyfangs to break screens, and then
Yeah.
maybe it helps at Oko hands or something.
Yeah,
it's banded or something.
That could be it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, what are we thinking for leads? I mean, would you?
I feel like Pelipper is the easiest one. Either that, or maybe
Mhm.
Tink could rock, Jirachi could rock. I think it's gonna either lead, or Banhara's gonna either lead Pelipper or their rocker.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Whereas Dolce,
I
I
think-
think, should almost always lead Glowking.
I was gonna say like I could see the Glowking coming in for the Pelipper just to like then you get the opportunity to just click Chilly Reception if they lead the rain.
What were you saying, Lee?
Lee?
Good question.
True.
All right, let's start. We got the Thundy
Thundy
into the
lead.
Jirachi. Okay.
That's fine. It's more of an
So-
offensive lead.
Yeah. But it's like your only offensive option.
Yeah, there's the rocker.
Gets the rocks and U-turns out on the 4 times weak Wuchen. Gets the leech
I mean, it's 4
up.
times, but it barely took damage.
Yeah. Well, it could be not invested Jirachi.
You just click leech again here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Like
because you're
Zapdos
thinking,
is trying to U-turn out.
but do you think it's choice, or do you think it might stay in and click something else?
I mean, it stays in and clicks something else. Who cares? There's a leech seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fine.
Confused.
Oh, well, now it's
Oh.
not fine. Hold on.
Oops.
This is less good.
Actually, it might not be that bad. Like, let's say... Oh,
No, it really wanted
Oh.
to click knock off there. Oh, this is so bad.
Oh, was it knock? I thought you were saying just click leech again, though. Like, I was saying, if it
Well,
clicked
I
leech
mean,
again,
that-
you stay in, and then you're kind of in the same position.
Yeah, that is what I said. The turn after
Yeah.
it protected.
Yeah.
But it got the... Wait, did it not get the move off? Oh, it didn't.
No,
Yeah, I do
it
think you
hurts
should have
up
leeched.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think you should have leeched.
Yeah. So I'm
But
saying
you have a
in that
protector.
first case, like he just took an extra piece of chip, right? Instead of leeching
Yeah.
again on an already leeched
Yeah.
target.
That's
But
true.
now it sucks because like he didn't get the protect off, and he
Oh
hit
my-
himself again.
Man.
He's just he's a confused snail.
But it did click protect those 2 turns.
You would think, yeah, because it went. Oh yeah, because
Well, it went first, so it's pretty much confirmed. Swords Dance.
Yeah. Attack drop,
Hmm.
scald, burn.
Nope.
No justice for the confusion.
Not a lot of justice.
There's still another chance.
Ooh, crit. There's
Burn?
some justice.
Crit.
Citrus,
Very. It's not
a lot
cloak.
of justice.
Oh, well.
Don't. Stomped on. So okay.
Well, this should just kill.
The water types have not come into the game yet.
Yeah, not
and
at all.
you just
Sacked your water absorb Yep.
yeah. To the Tinkaton.
Yep. I would probably imagine that, like, Slowking Galar should have had maybe
Yeah.
a way of dealing with this, like a fire move. I know it's hard to run fire into rain, but it kind of feels like this is underprepared for right now.
Well, let's see what we got here. Fake out.
Fake out, just wanted to give it an
Pickpocket.
item.
Just
for some
stole
reason.
the AV.
Okay.
I would have revealed it when it didn't show Mold Breaker, right? Those are its only 2 abilities.
Oh my god, the play ref just kills. Wait. Is Tinkaton him or her rather, sorry, or does Hands just suck?
Well,
Well,
hands
it's
doesn't
plus
suck.
2.
Hands doesn't suck. That makes me feel like, especially seeing Assault Fest, it makes me think that it was like attack Spadef invested.
Yeah.
Because I feel
Or-
like being HP or defense invested on Hands over Spadef means that you don't just die to this. Let me run a calc.
Because it's plus 2, probably max attack. You would think at that point.
Let's do play rough versus Iron Hands. If it's Jolly, wait, wow, this is crazy. What percent was it at?
Like 98
94, because it just took Rock
94,
Chip.
rocks, and I guess it didn't.
Okay, after rocks, it. Where the hell's the rocks button? It's a 43% chance to KO if there's 0 HP, 0 defense.
Wow.
So if it's HP invest, this never kills if it's Jolly Tink. It could be Adamant.
Could be adamant, yeah. I don't know.
I don't
what
see
speed
too much
cutoffs
reason
are.
for it to be
Miss
Jolly.
the thunder.
Oh,
This
no.
is a pretty unlucky game. Let's
With the Gigaton Hammer.
miss
And
the
that thunder miss.
thunder.
I mean, it is Assault Fest. Honestly,
yeah,
might
it
even
would
live
survive. It would survive at least one of them, I would think. But that's after the triple self-hit snail into no skull burns
It does not live
into
with Thunder.
into
Oh,
no
wait, what percent's Tink at?
39.
39. If it's Timid Thunderous, it does not kill Tinkaton right now with 1 Thunder. So it would have to hit 2.
Yeah. So that's pretty unfortunate luck. And now the glow comes out and crushed.
The Gigaton. Okay.
Oh,
That
Oh.
AV. That AV. That's, Dude, I think Hans had money on against Dolce.
Yeah, he's betting against his own team.
Yeah.
Well, the man, pickpocket's an underrated ability.
Yeah.
I think people kind of forget about it because it's not usually relevant on a lot of mons. And I mean, pickpocket and magician are effectively the same.
Mm-hmm.
And Delphox,
I've
I don't
seen
think
it,
is
Delphox.
tanky enough, really. I guess Hoopa Unbound is tanky enough, specially.
Isn't Hoopa you magician?
Yeah, it's the
Are
same.
they the same
ability.
thing? I thought they
I
were
s-
backwards.
I saw a Delphox was like weakness policy once and I think it was like behind screens or something, and it actually did some funny stuff.
Oh, maybe I think you're right. I think magician is backwards.
Yeah.
I think it
use
steals
the
the
move.
item when you hit. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then pickpocket is the other way around.
Yeah. But yeah. So
So this might be the first ever recorded Tinkaton 6-0.
Yeah,
was
that's
it
crazy.
6-0?
It
Yeah.
kill
literally got
everything?
6
Oh my
kills.
god.
Yeah, because it killed the Vaporeon. That was the first
Oh,
one.
that's
down.
true. I was trying to think like,
Because
well,
it
somebody
knocked it off.
1v1 the Vaporeon earlier. It's like it was also the thing.
Also the Tinkaton. Yeah, this has never been seen
Wow.
before.
That's crazy. And that was a Scarf Pelipper.
I want to see the handset. I want to see where those
it's your
EVs
favorite
went.
move.
Yeah, seeing Assault Vest, it's probably Drain Punch with
And this was
like, attack, special
Jolly.
defense.
Jolly max attack. So it had to be nothing, right? On the
Yeah,
hands.
it had to be like no invest or very, very minimal
Wait.
invest.
4.
Or
4
the
defense. Wasn't enough.
damn.
Every EV does not matter.
I mean, this is a pretty standard set, to be fair. And I don't think Hands was there specifically to deal with Tink.
No.
Mhm.
And I also feel like you
Well,
don't
who was
expect
here to deal with
SD to
Tink?
pop off. Yeah, I know. That's kind of what I'm saying. Is it feels like there was no Tinkaton answer.
Maybe just the Vaporeon. Just resisting the
Wait,
Gigaton, but you're not
Did
expecting
the Glow King not set
Sword
weather
Stance?
here?
No, it didn't.
It's
Crazy.
Trick Room.
Oh, it's Life Room Trick Room.
Trick
Okay,
Room for the hands. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
kind of does it.
What else do we have here?
What did Woshan have?
I'm just looking right now.
Oh, there was
And
no.
that was a
knock. It
max. That was
Ruination.
also like max defense. Max
Yeah,
defense
it was
calm.
Hmm. Interesting. I think that's fine. If you want to take Hurricanes.
Yeah. Well.
Saw how that go.
Yeah, that's
it
true.
took a hurricane. So yeah, that was a crazy Tinkaton sweep.
Interesting
And some
game.
pretty
Thanks for the content,
unfortunate luck.
Lenara.
Moving on.
It's some good.
That's
some good
two NBA first sweeps, I think, between Metacham and
Yeah.
Tink then.
Would the
Yeah,
Medicham kill everything too? I thought it was just the last
No,
quarter.
Metacham got 4, but
Yeah.
it was a clean 4.
Fraudacham. Then again, I mean, Mega Metacham's probably swept before.
Yeah, with like Trailblaze.
Yeah.
Mega Metacham's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
All
Okay,
right.
up next for Swarm Division, we had to pick out this replay because there were no Swarm submissions, but that's okay. We have reviewed a Professor Drix replay already, but this is our first Martin replay. I'm pretty sure that's what it. Yeah. That's so this was a really tight one. I think I managed to see this one live. I don't remember exactly.
I did not.
But looking down, like staring down Martin's team right now, I kind of forgot how terrifying this actually looks.
Yeah.
Like with Scizor Chiyu. Wasn't there a weird stat where every
I
Chiyu
think we
team had a
mod-coded this
Scizor on
one.
it?
Yeah. I think they all had either Scizor or Mega Scizor.
Yeah, with Chiyu. I mean, I think it's a great combo.
It is. This was the one too where it's like they had a couple dark types, and then there was something else that was weird about the, or maybe it wasn't this team, but I just remember that's like really the only overlap you see here though, because you have some pretty good like dual typings here. Like you have your Fairy Water, Dragon Psychic. Like it's like a very wide spread of types in just these 6 compared to like
Yeah.
a lot of similar. I guess these are also
There's 2
Unique.
monotypes over here. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
yeah. I guess just in what they're doing, it's like you have a rock and a ground and a fighting. Like they're all the same Pokemon card type.
True. Yeah, that's fair.
Sure, man.
It reminds me, I still haven't installed Pocket. I think it's
got
nominated right now for like best
It
mobile
did,
game or
yeah. It
something.
got nominated. I was like, I didn't even know that was like eligible. It's been out for
Yeah.
like less than a month. But I guess it had like the early access. Maybe that counts for part of it. But anyway,
Yeah, it kind of does. It feels bad just for games in general that come out in like later quarters.
yeah. Well, that's why usually
Like
they're on the
Q3 or
next
Q4.
year. But
Yeah. Anyways, so that's as a reminder, this is Mega Tyranitar, not base, so it can't
is it
hold
Mega
Smooth
Scissor
Rock.
or Base Scissor?
And let me double check that. I think it's Mega. And it is Mega.
Cool. All right.
Okay, let's check the Terra types.
That. So we got,
got
Fighting Dog.
Fighting Serena. We got Fighting Serena.
And Fighting Houndstone. And Fire Drill. And Terra
Tingley is
Grass.
Terra.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they said right here.
Interesting.
Um,
Seeing a Fighting
So-
Serena makes me think it wants to be offensive. It might be Scarf.
You know what's
or at
weird,
least
though?
just running a strong, like running high jump kick to try and deal big damage to things when Tyranitar switches out.
But
But honestly, nothing wants to take the grass move anyways.
You have a mono fighting type in Hitmonlee,
Mhm.
and one of your Terras is gonna Terra to mono fighting.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's body pressing.
guess
Right?
it's-
So
Yeah, and I guess it does. It's a ghost, so it's not like Latios wants to sit in front of it.
yeah, I mean, just having stab body press with Poltergeist is pretty strong.
Yeah. And Last Respect.
I guess it could just be Terra Blast, because if you're running Fluffy, you actually don't beat Latios anyways. But if you're Sand Rush, then at least you can contest it.
Yeah,
speed-wise.
Sand Rush would just be faster. And I'm guessing Hitmonlee's probably just here to spin.
No,
Or
it's
is-
Unburden.
You think it is? I guess with the terrain. I'm just wondering if, I guess a Tinglu, with all the hazards are going to be stacking, you probably wouldn't want a defogger if you were going to put webs up. Right?
Yeah, I mean, there are two spinners and a defogger, but I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I
but your
feel like
drill's
this
your
is the
Terra
kind of
Captain.
team. Yeah, I feel like this is the kind of team where you're kind of okay with just trading hazards and say, yeah,
Yeah.
the opponent will get rocks and maybe spikes if you can afford 2 move slots on Tinglu, and
Yeah.
I'll just get like rocks and webs and just kind of count it there.
Yeah. That's why I was just thinking where it's like, if you wanted Hitmonlee to come as an attacker, like, is Terra fighting Houndstone necessary, right? Like, that's why I think
so
it's more
because
like
it's
utility.
fighting Houndstone, it could be spin Hitmonlee.
With everything else around it too, it's like I just think it's more likely
Yeah.
that Hitmonlee's coming for more of a utility role.
That's fair. I think it's more likely that Feeny has a defog.
Yeah, we'll see. I
And,
mean,
if
because
you
it could
have
also
to-
not be Webb's Gal, right?
That's true. Like just having the emergency button though is nice.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Well, let's see what
see what we got.
happens. Yeah,
There's a Galv lead, so it's probably a
Galv
Webb's
lead.
Gal.
the Scizor. This isn't bad for the Scizor. Yeah, like the thing you're worst, or the thing you're most concerned about, I guess, is getting paralyzed from Thunder.
Yeah.
But you're kind of free to just sit. You can click knock. You can maybe defog. U-turning is completely fine.
So who do you think comes in on the Scizor? Excadrill?
Yeah, I mean, good question.
Terra,
It's
gotta
Terra
be-
Fire Drill.
He is Terrifier, yeah. But this is like
Fluffy,
before
but I mean-
Fluffy Houndstone.
But I mean,
Could
Scissor's
be.
gonna probably U-turn, so
Yeah.
I would probably hazard to guess Houndstone if it's Fluffy.
T-Tar.
T-Tar comes in.
Whoa.
This is risky.
Wow,
Wow.
that's like the best possible thing that you could have come in on. That's like you could U-turn, he
Yeah,
could
because it's Mega
bullet punch,
T-Tar,
like
so it
it's
doesn't
just
lose an item either.
yeah. But
With,
it's just like
with
that's so
enough
scary.
With enough speed invest, this T-Tar can click a fire move, maybe. It should be, no matter the invest on Scizor, it should be enough to kill, and the Fire Blast just misses. Never
He
mind.
invested in evasion.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate, dude.
that
why
sucks. Wait.
did everyone choose the just games that are just like haha laugh at this person who got unlucky?
Wait, we chose this one.
uh,
Uh,
Well, I didn't. So.
uh-huh.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
dead.
I didn't miss my Fire Blast, loser.
Well, we're not reviewing yours. We don't review replays where good things happen.
We don't review replays where I lose.
Yeah. Oh, you lost that one? So you hit the Fire Blast and then you lost?
I didn't miss a Fire Blast.
I know. I said you hit the Fire Blast and then you still lost.
No. Oh man, I've been played. Okay, well, Drill comes in.
Drill's in. Hey, Drill.
Yeah. I'm honestly kind of surprised that. Oh no, Tinglu didn't come in on the U-turn. Never mind. I was like,
No.
I'm surprised U-turn killed, but nah, it was close combat.
Yeah.
That's pretty much guaranteed.
But now this is your only chance at sand. So like, are you gonna just do what you can?
Yeah, you gotta just trade damage. Maybe go for an Iron Head here.
Well, he gets
Okay.
speed off of the spin at least, and he's dead.
Oh my god.
Down. Look at you jokers down here in the
Look
chat.
at us go. I'm so proud. It brings a tear to my eye.
Bugbuzz takes out Tinglu, and then we Volt Switch on the Chi.
Yeah, it does reveal it's not Scarf Chiyu.
And Tapu Fini takes over 50% from the Chi.
Dude, this thing's best stat is special defense, by the way.
That's crazy. It's resisted. Bonk.
Oh my
He
god.
he was on Burden SD. And this does not appear to be a webs.
Thunder does do a lot. Honestly, I didn't even think about it. The Thunder
You should have just
in
clicked that at the beginning.
Yeah, Thunder in the misty terrain is kind of feels bad.
Yeah.
This is dead.
That's
Nice.
so crazy.
This mod is insane, man.
But like King Galv, like
Oh.
Galv kind of beats a lot of these, right? Like if he survives
Oh, wow.
Latios, wait a minute.
Wait, hold. Wait, it's slower.
He might just be dead.
He is
He
just
is.
dead.
You hit everything here super effectively. Oh right. Still got a
The
crit.
crit? Oh, that's got to be Assault
The
Vest.
knock though. Wow, that's like a useless knock too. But then again, you're not hitting it.
Probably reading the...
You're getting resisted anyway.
Yeah, it was probably reading this coming in.
Yeah. It might just be your
Leftovers. It
most
probably is
aggressive.
fluffy. It's
Oh.
not even Assault Vest, it's just Leftovers? Okay, but this isn't
And
Galv range
Galv,
now.
yeah, Galv does outspeed. You maybe you go for once he goes fighting, and he's what was he at? So he's at 17. He's fighting. Do you think Rapid Spin kills from here? If you have Rapid Spin,
I
probably
don't think so.
doesn't.
Especially after Leftovers here.
Rapid spin on what?
On Serena.
On the like,
Oh,
if
okay, okay,
Serena
okay,
clicks
Like
it
to
to get the
outspeed the Galv?
speed on the Galv, yeah.
No, I don't think. Oh, it didn't have Leftovers, but I don't think it does. Yeah, that's
And
fine.
you
Don't
just-
risk the miss with Thunder.
Yeah. But now you risk the miss on something.
And a Para could win it. No Para.
Oh, that was
But that's
almost...
gotta be like maybe Assault Vest Prim or Spadef or something.
Yeah, let's find out.
Super close game. Gal almost
That's
brought
just
it back.
lefties, but it is Spadef.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's almost full Spadef Calm Prim.
I wanted to see. Yes, a Hitmonlee was just that. Okay.
That was also a lot of Spadef invest on the Feeny too. And it still just died to the special attacker.
Yeah.
The special attacking fire move.
Yeah. Actually, no webs on Galv. Interesting.
Yeah,
It was toxic.
Toxic instead. Which is
Maybe
funny
I don't
with
know what
Misty
the fuck it was
terrain.
for. I mean, if it's your lead, I think it's fine to just
Yeah.
click turn one.
honest. Oh, this is or.
Yeah, not on a scissor.
He did have.
Oh, it was low kick Serena. Interesting.
Spin.
Overhead jump kick.
Interesting.
Much safer.
It's probably
Yeah,
yeah,
safer
for
into the
like
T-tar.
T-tar. Maybe drill too. Interesting. U-turn knock, close combat.
No
Or
bullet
just
punch
no
is
bullet.
interesting.
Yeah, against.
But to be fair, drill is always going to Terra into a type that resists steel.
Yeah. The
Into
fire.
anyways.
Honestly, fire is probably pretty predictable. Just
Yeah.
in general, like if you're looking at what it's probably gonna do.
Martin says rapid spin never KO'd. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think it ever KOs anyways.
I was just thinking if you had an out with like with the Serena specifically, that might be it.
Yeah.
But it turns out you didn't need it. I mean, you probably calced to know that there's no way that a Galv that already doesn't have an item was going to be able to kill Prim outside of like a para and then instant full para.
If it wasn't full Spadef and there was a crit, I'm pretty sure you can play to a crit and you can play to a para.
But Martin,
so there are actually
Martin knew. I'm saying, like, Martin would be able to, like, regardless of what was happening with Serena, knew that's like, okay, if it comes down to this Gal, that he survives, and the only way that he loses is a para, full para. But still a good game. I mean, that's pretty impressive. That looks pretty bad at the start. You know, you miss your Fire Blast, lose to T-Tar, kind of have to bring Excadrill in at a bad time. Not a lot of that really went Drix's way, but then he brought it down to less than 50% in the last mon. So
yeah,
I'm kind of surprised that Hitmonlee got one shot by Serena. Actually,
what was the?
I mean, I know Hitmonlee doesn't have good defense. It has good Spadef.
Yeah,
but it's still surprising to me. Let me calc.
Well, what was the Misty Seed? Is that plus Spadef?
Yeah, Spadef.
Okay.
Petal Blizzard.
Adamant, and it had 92 HP.
Was it full Jolly Serena?
Serena was Adamant. 252 attack.
Okay, that. It's an 81% to KO Hitmonlee with 92
Well,
HP.
I think it also... Am I wrong in that it had like a very small amount of damage on it? No, it didn't. Never mind. I thought I saw those chipped slightly.
Yeah, so this is a very good chance for Serena to kill if it's Adamant. If it's Jolly, it still can kill, but it's only 25%.
Yeah. But that's what you're probably banking on it being Jolly, and that's like your setup opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
I don't think it was the wrong play to go for the SD there. Although Serena often has play ref though. And play ref always kills even if Jolly. So maybe that was a little ambitious to say the least. It could miss. And having a 10% out is a lot different than having no out.
Yeah.
Especially if the 10% out is your opponent missing Meteor Beam.
Yeah.
That's 50% out.
Martin said Latias sack was his big mistake. No need to call mine. Yeah, I think that was a questionable play for sure.
Yeah, Click and Combine was, I think, a little
also
a little
just
ambitious.
Like, what else is he gonna do, right? Like, he's gonna click Blockbuster on you. But yeah.
I mean, there are times when like the 108 mon in Galv isn't speed creeping very much because they expect the 110 Latias to be faster than them.
Mm-hmm. So
there could be times where even though Martin knows that it's like fairly uninvested Latias, could you bring up the Latias set actually while I'm talking about this? Even though he knows that it's like not necessarily fast Latias, there are still worlds where you still outspeed, and that Combine would be good. But it's 126 modest. That's pretty greedy creep, I think.
Yeah.
Do you really need that full or that little bit of HP when there's a 108 Galv? And of all things too, Galv, especially Focus Sash users, they're not even incentivized to click or to have HP invest all the time anyways.
Yeah.
It's often good for them to just be 252 speed, 252 special attack, and just call it there, just to catch things exactly like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, still got the win though.
True.
And that's what counts.
Yeah, you take those and you move on.
Speaking of...
good game from both. I think, obviously, unfortunate about the Fire Blast missed. I feel like it's a very different game if T-Tar is up and Scissor is down.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Sand gets to be reset. It also just gets to chip something else.
Yeah.
Because since it's faster than Scizor, it is speed invested.
Serena took like 12 or 18% from Sand chip throughout that game. It might have been, like, canceling the leftovers. It might have been...
True. Then maybe Townstone could have 1v1'd it.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. What did it end at? 17%. That's like 2 turns of Sand, right?
Yeah, 3 turns.
3 turns. Yeah. Is it 6%?
It's 6.25.
Okay. Well, let's move on to our last play here.
This one, if I remember correctly, is a bit of a slog. This is Sweets versus Handy. So
I
yo,
wonder
Handy
who the
and or
culprits
Sweets.
could be in a long.
Yeah, if you guys are
slog.
still around, this will be, I think, the first time we've reviewed either of your games, at least this season
This
for
season.
Sweets,
We've definitely
and
seen
our
Sweets
first
before.
replay for Handy ever.
Woo! Yeah, it's
Since
his
this
first
is his
season
first
here.
time. Yep, sure is.
All
And we
right.
see the introduction of Big Grass Dinosaur Meganium.
Oh boy, is that Terror Cap? I'm
Oh
assuming.
boy,
Or
it's
no, maybe
not.
It's not. So it's just the regular bad Meganium.
Oh yeah, it's another Galvantula versus Tinglu.
Except this is a Terra Galv with the bolt
Yeah,
beam.
and Terra Dirge.
Terra Dirge, yeah.
Versus, I'm pretty sure, Thundy. Yeah,
Just
Flying
Thundy.
Thundy.
Yeah. Nothing else. All right.
Offensive Galv wins again! Exclamation point!
Leads
Exclamation
here.
point!
I mean,
Exclamation point.
you got two rockers that you could easily throw out first.
I don't think Ting is a good, or sorry, I don't think Screamtail is a good lead usually.
No, I mean these two.
It's pretty abusable.
Bad Moon is a pretty decent lead as well, I think.
Yeah, it does. It does give a lot of info. Kind of telegraphs your game plan with Moon if you run lead Moon.
True.
But I think that's fine.
I
Fine.
I would guess Treads or Galv leads on this side.
Yeah, Treads can be tough into Tinglu.
Yeah.
But
Balloon-
Milo is a little
Balloon
passive and
Treads would
lets
be
him
kind of
just
sick.
set.
Balloon Treads against a Tinglu.
I think-
didn't bring anything.
I think
to
honestly
hit.
Meganium is fine.
Yeah. Well, it's fine.
Just play Leech Seed.
Galv. It is the
Yeah,
Galv
Galv's
lead.
fine. That's-
And the
that's
Moon.
alright.
U-turn. Dang. It just
Breaks the sash.
That's
That's
be banned.
definitely got to be banded. Yeah.
But gets the webs up. Who's your removal here? Defog Feeny? Is that
There's
it?
two. Yeah.
Or Defog Thundy, I guess, too. But
Yeah.
probably not Defog on the Thundy, though. Oh my
Yum.
gosh, it does
Mm.
nothing. It's a fat flower. Screamtail comes in, boots, scream.
This has already done a lot. Yeah, this is boots.
Yeah, and Toxic. Screamtail does not like Toxic. Oh my god.
On a list of things that Screamtail likes, you will not find Toxic.
No. Ooh, the Misty
Okay,
Turian.
there's the
Should
defog.
Bring the Misty Turian in first. Oh, and the burn procs after the Turian goes away.
Why, thank you, sir.
Wow. There's the Dirge. Can't body press him.
Yeah, Dirge walls aggron all day. That
That's
needed to rock probably. I think
This-
when
this
there's
wall's
a Dirge,
Dirge,
okay, this
though.
is a pretty instructive moment though. I think when there's a Dirge on the other team, given how much Dirge just beats aggron, pretty much no matter what, until it Terra's Fairy, I guess. I think you should just pretty much always expect it to come in, which does give you kind of free rocks, but maybe it's not running rocks because you have Tinglu.
Yeah, but now it already Terra'd Fairy, so you just push your steel move.
Yeah, well, exactly. Now imagine you had rocks on the switch, and now it's fairy type, and now you're chilling. Now next time it comes in, it can't even answer your heavy slam.
Alright. Trick. Gets a scarf. Alluring voice. Ooh.
Oh, this
Yeah.
could be risky. No, it can't touch aggron. It's fine.
I was gonna say, if it clicked Torch Song here, which it's not likely that it does, right? Against the Finny. Scarf with the Torch Song, like, just doesn't go on a tear.
It could have run over.
But I guess it still can. I can still come in later and do that, right? If the Finny's out of the picture. Heavy slam. Yeah, but I guess Meganium really is also a good switch for the aggron, right? Like you don't need the
Assuming it's
Dirge to
Fizz
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's Fizz Death based on the damage.
Yeah,
that
and
Quake
honestly,
did.
the fact that Screamtail's poisoned means that Meganium just always wins this 1v1,
Yeah.
and yeah, you can just spam Leech
And
Seed.
it looks like Screamtail like was the answer, at least maybe in Team Builder, or like if you're looking at the team right now, like Screamtail's coming twice on it.
Crazy toxic.
Wow. Well, we did see
Only
it leech.
50%.
We did see it leech before, and body press isn't going to do anything to Screamtail, so I think it makes sense to just try and leech or toxic again, because you're healing more than that Screamtail's ever going to do to you, right?
Okay, but you're Terra Thundy, right? Terra Flying Thunder. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad that it came in now.
Yeah.
It's pretty much revealed, especially with the body press. It's
And
pretty much
Leech,
revealed
yeah.
as Death Meganium. I'm sure we could calc it, but that's okay. Yeah, just
Loadic into this is kind of crazy, no?
But having the
Yeah,
leech
this-
sheet is
okay,
huge.
fair.
Ooh.
Oh, he's
oh,
gained-
okay. Nice plays, nice plays.
Get some speed. This thing can't survive like an Iron Head.
Yeah,
It
well, there's a
doesn't care.
tingler.
Yeah.
It still doesn't get them a crit.
That's a crit. That's crazy. 32%. The game's back.
Yeah, Meganium, honestly, it doesn't really matter what Meganium clicks at this point.
No,
like, just
yeah.
being in.
I mean, that you want to get the leech seed on, obviously, but yeah, like it
Yeah,
can't
just
even
leeching
wish.
in.
It can't wish stall you because it has the toxic on it.
Yeah.
You just and you're not like, why waste body press PP on something that's going to take -1% from body press, right?
Well,
crit. It'll be 7%. Well, I guess with the toxic, either way, that was probably right in range to like get like the whatever that without the crit would be like 4%.
I don't like the agility. I think that needed to be an attack. It ended up not mattering. The Incinerate's actually pretty smart.
And then he swaps out. But now we have Scarf Dirge. Ooh.
The double?
No, not even the double.
Well,
He just
sweet
that
Well, it was a double. But this is getting risky. Okay,
Oh,
the whirlwind.
No, it's not.
Thundy, good. I'm glad Thundy keeps coming in. That was a good read on the toxic on Thundy. But this can
it's
just
not protected by the terrain because it's not grounded.
Yeah.
nice. Just okay. You have to switch though. Oh, it's not
No.
faster. Nice. Okay, so that was
I mean,
full, like,
surely it's
pretty
not
bulky
speed
dirge.
invested, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not expecting to get scarfed. Miss the rock
And the
slide.
rock slide misses.
It probably doesn't do that much, right?
I mean, it'll probably do like 25, 20.
Leech.
Seeing Rock Slide though, I feel like Rock Slide actually kind of telegraphs a bit about the Salamence set because usually things like Dragon Dance don't have room for it, and bulky sets would rather have Roost. So I
Yeah.
feel like it's gonna be Scarf like Moxie Thundy. Oh, but it was Intimidate. Scarf Intimidate Salamence. I mean, This Flame Orb is not doing Milotic justice though, and if anything, is proving my Flame Orb fraud allegations. I do
Because
not.
Flame
like
Orb is
Flame
just
Orb.
helping this Feeny
Yeah.
1v1v melodic.
Yeah. It's looking like an Iron Hands moment here. Selling the game.
Well, even at the flame orb, you might end up getting burned if he's gonna sit and tank a few scalds. The real big brain would be to bring lefties and then just let the Feeny burn you with Scald.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
And then you just get the best of both worlds.
What I've been saying for years.
Oh my god, it doesn't recover? Are we out of recovers?
Just kind of sacks this.
I guess it's not really getting anywhere fast.
Was there
but-
no Scald on Milo?
Milo, we didn't see the fourth move.
Might have been flip turn last.
Terra Blast, but no Terra.
Normal Terra Blast, crazy.
Yeah, it's the Terra on.
Oh yeah, you already
Celebrities
Terra'd, yeah.
Does that mean it's no Bug Buzz? Surely it would have killed Ting.
Well, we don't know. It might not be because it's Web, Terra Blast, Thunder, maybe
Maybe like Volt Switch, Thunder, yeah. But I mean, what beats Meganium? You have to beat Meganium with specifically
Endeavor. But it has Synthesis,
with
right?
specifically Terra Blast. It does have Synth.
So it's just gonna beat out the Leech Seed. Yeah.
I think you preserve this, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're running out of Terra
not
Terra Blast
boots.
switch-ins though.
Not
Yeah.
boots on the. Ooh. Maybe you're right. It is Scarf.
Scarf, nice.
Wow. Scarf and Tim. I wonder if that's.
It's not boots though, and you have no
purpose.
removal, so you gotta just.
Oh yeah,
sacrifice
you
the
just
damage.
stay in until it goes. Wait, you're tricking. Now you have the
takes
Scarf.
the choice Scarf. Hold on.
Are we onto something here? Surely Choice Scarf doesn't do anything.
Misses the
to
Fire
game.
Blast.
The Fire Blast is not having a great night.
No.
Ooh,
Wow,
and
if it hit, that Ting is
that
dead.
matters. Yeah, and your Terra Blast didn't do that much last
And this
time.
doesn't. Oh no.
That's huge.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, it's
Oh,
up to
and Mence can't
Meganium.
come in because it does.
Oh
to misses the
no!
lead.
And then you missed the leech. Dude, this Ting-Lu
Ting-Lu's it has so much HP, man, that you
it
gain
is
so much
the
back
luck
from
diff.
leech. Ugh, and now it has to come and take rocks again and didn't
But,
get the leech.
yeah, it didn't even
healing.
get the leech. That's so sad. But still, I mean, you probably feel pretty decent about what's left, right?
If none of this had
it
happened,
tricks
though,
it back.
Meganium,
Oh, it took the scarf so it could put it back. So it could put it.
That's a
on
really
Meganium.
good play.
That was
Nice.
That's a
really
really
smart.
good play.
Crazy that it gave away a scarf, took a scarf back, and then gave away another scarf. That's insane.
Wow.
And now Aggron comes in, can't be toxic.
Yep, and it's just immune, and it's gonna be game from there.
Well, so realistically, okay, so it sucks that the Mence missed and didn't kill the Ting-Lu, but Finny already had the scarf at that point. It knew what it wanted to do. It was gonna choice the Meganium into whatever it didn't really have an attack.
Yeah.
Besides body press, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and I don't.
It wasn't
yeah,
gonna be
I
able to
think
do
that-
anything that it wanted to at that point.
Yeah, scarfing into any one move does just make it lose.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be able to have a move selection to win.
Yeah, because it can't toxic Aggron, and
Yeah.
then Leech, you just take it off. Like you just literally just swap around every single turn until he runs out of PP.
Yeah.
Because it never does.
Yeah,
any
wow,
damage.
crazy. And well, given that there's 2 leftovers as well, means that you only take 6% from every time you get leeched.
Well,
So,
but you don't like you
yeah.
literally never have to take damage because there's no hazards. You just swap every single time and it will never deal damage.
Well,
to
you
and
take
it can't
12
click
on the
anything
turn
else.
Leech Seed lands, right?
Yeah, you take damage every turn.
Oh, that's right. I guess the Mon coming in does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to come in on the leech.
Now, it's a 10% mischance again.
Yeah.
But
How
like
much-
just
how
the
much
fact
did
you
you
have
have?
2 leftovers.
You only
is
had 4
important.
left though. You probably could
true,
just
so it's
swap
gonna
around
struggle.
it. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So
That's
I've never
really-
seen a Meganium click so many moves.
Yeah. It did a good job, but that was a really smart play.
Yeah, it was actually a really, really good bring this week.
Straight up MVP. Yeah, I
Yep.
agree. It's the fact that I think Sweets' team kind of dirtles sometimes, and especially in such a physically offensive team. I mean, like Aggron and Ting-Lu aren't known for their offenses necessarily, but they still deal with things by using physical attacks,
Yeah.
but not through Meganium, and obviously Roaring Moon as well. So Thundy's kind of the only real answer offensively. Could be hard to bring it in that often. Gets chipped down. And that almost worked, honestly. I mean, Thundy did die to chip,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
I don't know. Crazy game. Well played. I do think I think at some point in the game, Sweets could have been slightly more aggressive with the Roaring Moon and Thundy switches on Meganium. Because like you said, Leezy, Handy was really running out of switches for Terra Blast.
Yeah, and also the early Terra on Skelodurge also meant Galvantula couldn't kill Ting-Lu, as we saw, because if Galvantula Terra iced, maybe the Terra Blast is good against Thundy, the Terra Blast is good against Ting-Lu. Dirge looks worse against Aggron. I think the Terra Fairy was not an ideal play by Handy.
Yeah, it was
I
a
think
little
Terra
early.
yeah.
Galv. I think Terra Galv looked better.
Derek Alp would
in
have
I don't
the
know about
grand
better.
scheme.
I don't know about
It-
better. Maybe it would have been nice
I think
insurance.
it would have
for-
been. Yeah, Ting-Lu would already be dead.
I guess it also the fairy was obviously for Moon.
Yeah, but you clicked it in front. Like they clicked it in front of the Finny,
The
right?
Feeny, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, you do want to have a fairy type before Moon starts popping off so that you can switch into it without,
Yeah, I guess if there isn't one otherwise.
you know,
yeah.
because it's banded, right? It's not setting up. So you need something to switch into the moves immediately, not a turn from now.
Yeah. And fairy perfectly immuning dragon, resisting dark and U-turns.
Yeah.
Kind
The
of a perfect
last
type
move-
for it.
The last move on Melodic was Scald.
Definitely should have gone for some Scald Burns
Yeah.
on Feeny when it was 1v1ing.
Um,
Would have let it actually outlast the Feeny.
mixed scarf ments.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
And like I said, just from seeing the rock
that's
slide,
probably
you
why it's
kind
not
of
Moxie too.
yeah.
You get value
From
either
seeing
way.
rock slide, you kind of imagine right away that it's probably not running Dragon Dance.
Yeah,
Body Slam, I'm not sure about Body Slam.
maybe just for para chances if there's nothing
Against
better to run.
into the
But I don't-
Feeny team
there's
and a
probably
bunch
something
of
better to
like
run.
bulky mons though. Yeah, there's got to be something better to run.
Yeah, with Meganium clicking Toxic on everything too, you're not getting paras off Body Slam.
Yeah, maybe even just like Draco. You know, if you know that you had such a good answer for the Scream Tail at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Once there are 2 fairies though, so maybe not then.
And a
Wisp
Mega
on the
Aggron.
Wisp on the Dirge.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything like glaringly wrong
Yeah.
with handy sets. I don't think there was anything glaringly like amazing with
It was
Sweets'
Volt
sets either though.
Switch D-Bolt, by the way.
Yeah.
Weakness policy treads. What are you taking?
Interesting. Was it booster speed? Booster defense?
Well, it doesn't have booster.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I just saw the Quark drive,
Yeah,
and I'm
correct.
like, oh, that means that it boosts.
It actually,
different
it
thing.
procs on Misty Terrain now.
Oh, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna rapid spin anyways.
Right.
I dig it. I think it's pretty cute. Unfortunate that it didn't pop off.
I'm just wondering what it was planning to take. Maybe like the
Earthquake
Tingly did a
Ting.
ton. Yeah, it still
Yeah.
dropped down so low. What about this? Max Bedef Ting.
Also, Spadef Agron too.
Yeah, with body press. I guess its defense is already high enough though.
So as much as an MVP as Meganium was, honestly, the trick Feeny was
that was
just
the
straight
game
up the
winner.
MVP.
That like
It
won
was
game,
the
yeah.
clincher for the game, yeah.
Yeah.
Locking, not even only Meganium, but locking Dirge into clicking one move as well really restricted the survivability of them, and I mean, straight up won the game for Sweets as well.
Screamtail never clicked Psychic Noise, but I feel like that would have been really good against the Meganium for all the times that it was in front of it.
Yeah, it does stop Leech Seed recovery.
It stops Leech Seed, it would have stopped the Synthesis. Like,
yep.
Why didn't it click it once?
It was kind of took too much early. It had to click Wish and Protect to stay alive.
Yeah, but it was definitely like there were definitely like multiple turns in front of the Meganium that I think it could have just at least clicked it once. I don't know.
Yeah, especially when Meganium's only clicking body press that does like 4%.
Yeah,
There was
all of the
definitely a
damage
turn.
it was taking was the Leech Seed. But then again, you still take the Leech Seed damage. I think you
You
don't,
do, yeah.
You just don't heal.
Yeah.
Moon, yeah, just banned. Jolly.
What was weakness policy? Thundy as well.
Weakness policy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did see it take the boots.
I wonder what super effective move that's hitting though, or getting hit by. Maybe like an ice spinner
Rock
or a rock
slide.
move from treads.
Maybe a Salamence Rock Slide.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, the other side, yeah. That's actually funny that rock slide, like if it was for just the Thundy, it's like he gets a weakness policy. Good bring.
I feel like if Handy had managed to get rocks up, this might have been a very different game.
Yeah, I mean a lot of ons got like how low did Finny get before it kind of went back up with lefties? 29, is that the lowest it was? 29 was probably the lowest it got. But like this,
Yeah, I
the
think so.
Ting Lu probably dies, right? Like on that Fire Blast miss.
Well, it would have died to the Terra Blast. Because it was
Yeah.
left at like 2% from the Terra Blast from Galv.
When was that? Oh, we're too late. That's what I'm thinking. Like there were a couple times where it, like came in on something, and then like that it wouldn't have been, like it would have died to that, right? Or I guess it resists rock, so it wouldn't have been dead yet. But it would be like.
Well, I mean, it
6%
would have come in
lower.
more than one time over the course of the game.
Yeah, 3%. Yeah, I mean it's definitely dead right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good one. I like the play at the end, and Meganium did some cool stuff.
Yeah, so cool to see Meganium. I don't think we've seen it do that much here before. I know that there's some diehard Meganium fans in the league who
That
bring
sucks.
it pretty often elsewhere. But yeah, I think it's the first time that it's really done very much here. So good showing from Handy, and good win for Sweets. I think that was just a overall pretty good battle with some pretty clutch prep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. So that was it for the replays.
Yeah, so it is the end of week 3, and we have some interesting standings actually to check out. Specifically the Hustle division. Have you seen any of the standings so far, Cody, or not?
I haven't really looked past them beyond just like opening up the tabs. This is All-Star now. Do you want me to go to Hustle?
Yeah, no. Sorry, I meant All-Star. Take a look at this.
Whoa.
Yeah. From 1st to 11th, they're all tied at 2-1 records. There's nobody undefeated already by week 3. With 7 differential separating 11
I'm not surprised
players.
that nobody's undefeated. I mean, yeah, like it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was too. But the fact that there's this many 2-1s is kind of crazy.
Yeah. It looks a little disproportionate. Honestly, it almost looks like there's more wins than there are losses in the division. Yeah. But the 3 people who are 0-3, yeah, their That's losses are spread everywhere else.
Yeah. Imagine having a 66% win rate and be like, yeah, sorry, bud. Not my
yeah, you're in 11th place.
Yeah. Imagine being overmet.
Just do better.
True. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think we've ever seen this many people all tied for first place before.
Yeah. Actually, okay, 2-1 with a minus diff is kind of impressive too.
Yeah, if you remember week 1 when everybody had, almost everybody had a either plus or minus 4.
Yeah.
I think Matt's games have just been really close.
Actually, I want to see.
Except for week 1 where he lost 0-4.
Oh, you don't have the diff on this side.
No diff. Overmat fell off. True. Skyhops for All-Stars.
Yeah, Overmat fell off.
I'm pretty sure he just beat Jortson 1-0 last week.
Yeah, I saw that replay.
It was a pretty crazy game.
Because somebody mentioned something about it. Oh, it was the Reunioclast, right?
Oh, yeah. Jortson ran a superpower eject pack regenerator Reunioclast, which, by the way, is the Pokemon of the Week. Go check out the channel that has it there and tell us what you think about Reunioclast.
Look at the Mon's moveset if you haven't. I never even realized how much physical coverage it has for a Mon with like 65 attack and 135 attack.
Yeah, it's kind of like Hatterene that has just like weirdly good physical coverage.
Or like Gengar before it got.
It's a Gen 1 Mon.
Yeah,
Gen 1 Mon's got all the punches and stuff. So,
but that's why Reunioclast is like I was saying. It's like it kind of is like they're like at Gen 5 it's just a lot of Mons that are inspired by Gen 1 specifically. It's almost like they went for that, but like after the physical special split, so it just doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah, true.
But yeah. Anything else?
So yeah,
on All-Star?
Yeah, we do have 3 people still playing for kind of their playoff lives already at this point. Being 0-3 after 3 weeks is kind of a bad look. Now, I do think Siderius has been playing his little heart out. Bless that guy. All of his games have been bangers.
Team.
Yeah, he's got a crazy weird team, but he seems to make it work. Unfortunately, the diff just isn't there for him. Mm-hmm. And it's starting to look really, really rough for Siderius's playoff chances. Gensuzu has actually, I feel like, been struggling a little bit in recent seasons. And I think he's really got to step up his game for the rest of the season if he wants to not be a demotion candidate. And Polito sadly just kind of, I don't know, hasn't had the results.
Polito had a pretty good game with the Drift Blim that came really down to the wire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did get reverse swept by Riceman, which like definitely sucks. But it's how the cookie crumbles, I guess.
Let me see. So who is it? Polito, Gensuzu. So let's see Sid, because I found him first. So DJ Barrera, Alice, Azzy. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say that anything would be like not a quality loss, but I'm just kind of curious to see, like, did anyone play like Riceman over Matt? Like, just like the absolute.
This schedule is pretty tough.
Yeah, Polito's
oh, true. I did forget he did forfeit week 1 against Impulse.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, that sucks.
So he he could have had a swing there at not being 0-3, but
But either way, I mean, one of the silver lining here is that nobody's 3-0. So at worst, when you're 0-3, you're still only 2 wins behind the top.
Yep, that's true. So. Although historically 4-4 has been the cutoff for playoffs, where usually it comes down to diff.
You can still get 4-4.
Yeah, you could. You just really got to put the pedal to the metal here.
Yeah.
Alice hopes Sid starts winning. I agree. I want to see Sid in playoffs. Dude, Sid and DJ Barrera in a playoff match would be crazy.
Team again. Jesus Christ, man.
Remember the low kick his bathroom?
Yeah. I forgot he didn't win that game. That's so sad.
Yeah, so sad.
You just want a set like that to win.
Yeah.
It's easy to cheer for a set like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's our week 3 All-Stars.
Hustle.
Quickly, hustle. We do still have 2 3-0 undefeated players here. Skyhops has really been stepping it up.
The Terra Skarm, you know?
The Terra Skarm, true.
I
actually don't think the Shocks has come very often. If you check, or I'll just check
I remember the replay that we saw. It was not.
It was Terra Skarm.
There. Well, like the Shocks didn't even come to the game.
Yeah, Shocks has only come once.
One. Yeah, one game. I mean, it got 3 KOs in the game that it came to, and it didn't die.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was already beating the Skarm and Diff, who was -1.
Skarm's come every game though, and as a defensive mon,
you kind of
the more you come, the worse your diff. Unfortunately, that's why we like to
unless you're like Cliff Abel, who just like gets
that have offensive capabilities. Yeah, that's why we like to have those the polls where you can bring to the spotlight the defensive and like support mons, the pivot mons that rack up negative diff and kind of give them a little bit of something to celebrate.
Yeah, because there's nothing to really like you can always have a kill leader and a diff leader, right? Like that's just like an objective number that you can put up there. There's no way to really do that with a defensive mon, so you kind of have to like vote on it, you know. But usually people are pretty good about identifying the standouts.
Alice is gutted that Zard self-reported the diff mistake. Yeah, we would have noticed this week though when we went to mark Zard's replay. So when we marked his game against Glum, we just forgot to put in the feints. So it was
they had 0 deaths.
Yeah, it showed up as a 6-0 for him, even though
it was a 1-0. Yeah, we would have noticed next week because I don't think there were any 6-0s in Hustle this week. Well, okay, actually, I think there was the one that we just reviewed.
The Bunhara one.
Yeah. Who was that against? I forget.
Dolce.
Yeah.
Who is
0-3.
After the unfortunate 6-0 is now, or 06 rather, is now 0-3 -12.
Yeah.
Not a great spot to be.
I would be more concerned about this than the -8. Especially consider there are 2 people that are 3-0 right now. Like when you have 2 playoff spots, like in the same sense that like 0-3 is like not great for playoffs. If you start in 3-0, like you have a pretty good shot, right? Like to at least be in playoffs. So when like 2 of these are kind of a little bit snatched up, and then you're also this far behind, like that can be kind of rough to try.
Well, like you said, he's only 3 games behind a playoff spot.
Right, behind a playoff spot, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if you're comparing it that way, it's like there's less spots, right? Like if it's only it would only be like these 6, right? Like which obviously isn't true, right? Like anyone in the top can also just lose out, but. To me, like, I'm more worried about this position than I would say being in Hustle, where it's like where nobody's undefeated, right?
In All-Star.
Yeah. Or in All-Star.
Yeah. So we see Dolce at the bottom after talking all that smack about about being in a lower division than Jortson. kind of ironic, and he's got to step it up if he wants to actually be able to provoke him. Because I mean, Jortson's up in All-Stars winning. Laughing down, being like, can't hear you down there over my dubs.
Jortson lost to Overmat, and Overmat is washed, so that might be...
Therefore, Jortson bad.
Yeah. Not a great look.
Yeah. We've got Leezy down here. 1 and 2, you're just barely out of a playoff spot. What do you think about your performance so far?
My team is a lot more fun than I expected.
So I'm having... Yeah, I know we kind of harped on you.
Yeah. I was expecting to like lose a bunch of games, nuke the team, and like try and fix something. But I'm looking at my team and I'm like, I don't actually want to trade any of these bonds because I just like clicking their buttons.
What did you change with your free agent? Because I see that you have 4.
My free agent, I just swapped the Terra Captain off Talonflame to Scorpion.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm looking at some trades, and we'll see if I end up pulling the trigger on them. But if you haven't watched my replay versus Eager, watch it. It was a really, really fun one.
That was
all three of my games have been 1-0 diffs. I've just been playing absolute trade.
I was gonna say, yeah, like -1. It's literally like +1, like +1, -1, -1.
But yeah, so
I think I liked your team because it had a monkey and it had Raging Bolt and Talonflame.
I think the team definitely has the ability to win games, and hopefully I can figure out how to win the games.
Yeah, well, if you can keep losses that close and just to 1 diff, going even, you should be easy in the playoffs. If there's a rare case where there's more people who are negative, like 3 and 5, for example, and you have a decent diff, you also are just looking. Your odds are pretty good.
Yeah, I think given everything, if I can figure out how to turn my how to turn 2 or 3 of my next games into wins, I think I've set myself up for success this season.
Yeah, agreed.
Anything else with Hustle that stands out?
Yeah, so let's see. The people I'm not surprised about, we see Agent Flame near the top. I have been impressed with their play. Royce.
Their preps looked really good too.
Yeah. Flame's prep is looking good. Royce's performance is not surprising. Same with Glum. Dave and Matayoshi also up here.
I expected those two to be up there as well too.
Yep. Good players. Matayoshi, even though he's coming back from a break, is still putting up dubs. And Dave is kind of just known around the community as like a pretty good player, so nobody's surprised here. I didn't know too much about what to expect from brother options, but up here he is 2-1 in a playoff spot right now technically, but it is still early. You got to watch your diff. You're only +1 in the same way that Leezy is only -1 at 1 and 2, and that's pretty good. +1 for 2 and 1 isn't that great.
Yeah. He's only 2 diffs above his next 3 playoffs. 3 people below him looking for a playoff spot.
Yeah, so you're gonna need to be careful about how
he's
badly
popping off with Quick Feet Jolteon.
True, I think it's.
I've never even looked at that set before, and I'm like, wait, this thing looks good.
It makes sense,
yeah, I actually think it's good, especially when you don't need something like Life Orb, and it's strong when you're a Terra Captain too, because you can lean more into the strengths of Jolteon, or just give it random coverage
and not worry about the shit coverage that it has normally.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, just give it a grass move, an ice move, double down on Shadow Ball or something. It's pretty good.
We ready to move to Swarm?
Oh yeah.
Swarm it is then. Got
okay,
looks pretty similar, right?
Yeah,
the only difference is that there is is there one extra 1-2, and how is the rest of the document exactly the same?
Oh, there was a double forfeit between Halfalk and Chemfruit, so both of the 1-2 players, or sorry, both 2 1-1 players went to 1-2. So there are more losses.
That makes sense then, because I was like, how is there only one difference?
Yeah. Overall, it looks like there's a bigger differential disparity.
Yeah, but I mean, those 2 forfeits are gonna chunk your diff this early on.
Stella's putting up numbers also, which I wouldn't say I'm necessarily surprised by, but I do think it's somebody that we have to check in with pretty consistently.
That game.
Where I feel like Stella sometimes will, like, if they're playing well, will just be playing well all season, versus if they're not playing well, they kind of get like defeated by the end of the season, just like giving up a forfeit or something.
Game,
I mean, I don't think that actually is. I don't think it's gone that far, but
no.
No, good to see Stella winning. I think this is a good opportunity for them to do well and try and make a name for themselves in Swarm playoffs now.
Was Luke in Swarm last season, or was he Truant and then promoted?
No, Luke has been Swarm, I think, since season 1. Yeah,
forever.
I know he's been in Swarm a lot. I couldn't remember if he was one of the ones who like dipped down into Truant for one season.
No, but somebody who did was Fairs, who is sitting 1-2 right now, just outside of a playoff spot.
Yeah, he's tied with the 8th seed in diff.
Mm-hmm.
There,
Yeah.
right?
I was thinking of Lethal Blue, by the way, the L name.
Lethal is 0-3 right now after the first few weeks, unfortunately.
Were there any forfeits?
I think I would have liked to have seen him perform a little better, because I think his team is pretty good, right?
Yeah, Annihilate, Mega Mawile, Gran.
Yeah, I don't mind this. Oh yeah, this is the team with Blissey and Annihilate.
I think it's a good team.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fine. It has a monkey on it, so what can go wrong? And it has Landers, which is like basically a monkey.
Yeah, and Greninja was on the monkey team at some point.
True. Yeah, I have a feeling that Lethal also expected a little bit more from himself, especially after doing really well. I know he got knocked out early in playoffs in Truant last season, but
it's still good.
I mean, yeah, I think he wanted to use that as a wake-up call of, okay, I got demoted because I did poorly. Now I'm gonna start amping it up. I gotta really lock in.
Yeah.
Did well in Truant last season. Came up to Swarm, wanted to start doing the same and move up the ladder, and hasn't had that success yet, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, the good news is,
we can
go over there.
His opponents have been Stella, Drix, and Corey.
Not Stella.
Oh, those are.
Oh no, Luke just played Stella. Resh, Corey, and Drix.
Hmm.
Luke just played Stella, not Lethal.
So Resh, Corey, Drix. Both of them have 2 wins.
All of them are 2-1.
Yeah. 2-1.
Or all 3, yeah.
So it is a pretty tough strength of schedule. I'm nowhere near counting Lethal out, but it's the same deal as anybody who's 0-3 right now. You really got to start bringing up some wins, and they need to have good diff too, because you're effectively -3 every game right now with -9. You really got to put up some numbers, some like 4-0s, maybe a 5-0.
Sweep.
Expecting a 6-0 is
Annihilate
unrealistic.
sweep.
Yeah, I mean, an Annihilate sweep is exactly what I think he needs.
Yeah. Or even a Grand sweep. You get Battle Bond rolling.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Metro with a ridiculous win-loss for having brought Rune to like every game. And I don't think...
Rune is good.
No, Rune.
Rodriguez.
What?
Rune.
Is that different than Rune Rodriguez?
You said Reuniclus.
No, I didn't.
Roll that back. Somebody clip that. He said Reuniclus. He definitely said Reuniclus.
Okay.
It's not important.
But yeah, she pointed out that she has not brought Rillaboom once.
Oh, true. I think I just brought Rillaboom my first time.
Or Hawlucha, or the Terra Hawlucha. The Terra Hawlucha and the
That's
Rillaboom
crazy.
have not come at all.
Okay, I take it back.
Arctozolt has come 3 times. Rune has come 3 times.
Skuntank came.
Skuntank
I do
has
think
come once.
It was a good time to bring.
Yeah, they were all like good when they came, which is the crazy thing. But
okay, Roy said I said Runerigus, so unless he meant to type Reuniclus, somebody roll back the chat feed.
But Alice is Nahyma gaslighting the audience.
And in a twist of fate, Alice was gaslighting you all along.
We all know these mods can't be trusted.
True.
But yeah, the Terra Hawlucha not coming to a single game. I mean, she said it was because it didn't look good in any of the matchups, and honestly, like looking at some of them, it really didn't. Like it really didn't look that good into it.
But the thing is, it doesn't have to look good. You can actually just force it every game.
Yeah. But I think the idea was that it's like she really wanted to like bring the rune in some of them, or like really wanted to have something from something down here. And so now with the last 4, do you have room for the Hawlucha when you also need to bring, a couple other like necessities? Then again, you could also probably replace Melm with the Hawlucha in some games too, right?
Oh no, he says I did say Reuniclus. What is happening?
We're getting
dude. And Skyhop said that you said Runerigus. Dude, nobody knows now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Where if you want to run Lucha, it almost feels like you have to bring Rillaboom, and if you just don't have room on your team to bring two,
I think it was specifically like the fitting everything together to make it work. It's like
a Zolt can be like that too with Slowking, where not only do you need to bring Slowking, you also need to bring a specific move on your Slowking.
And Zolt has come to all 3 games, right? And so, so
yeah.
So I think she's just leaning towards that over this combo. And then when you also want to bring the rune, maybe you need rocks because nobody else sets rocks. Maybe or the Skuntank where again Skuntank was great in the matchup that it came to, but it also came with rune. So like you have both of these on the field.
Yeah, looking at how ground weak the team is though, and not bringing your flying type or your grass type when you have a steel and electric, a fire and another electric and a poison type that you're bringing consistently.
Yeah.
Maybe there just hasn't been a matchup where strong ground types have been that prevalent.
Or maybe it's more just like the opponent is assuming that one of these two is probably coming at the very least, right? And it's like, maybe they're not leaning into it as much, and that's something to start exploiting a little more.
I do think that Lucha can be run without without Rillaboom.
Yeah, Rillabulu.
No, and you can just run the Citrus Berry. You can run the.
You definitely can, but you like
Flying Gem.
But just knowing how she does things, she likes the setup turn, all right, and the setup turn of the either giving the snow to the Arctozolt or giving the Trick Room to the Melmetal, and I think it's hard to convince her sometimes that's like, oh, you don't have to do that. Hawlucha can do that himself if he wants to. But
all good. All right, let's take one final look at the swarm standings here. And anybody else jumping out at you? We see Stormtide slightly negative. We see Kaigai doing well, positive but negative.
Oh wait, these were the double forfeit.
Yeah. Well, forfeits are minus and +3, so they both got -3.
Yeah, I'm just saying like when you're 1 and 2, like it still looks worse than some of the 1 and 2s here, right? Where it's like 0, 1.
Yeah,
I guess they do get kind of bad down here. Who else was it? No, I guess I'm there are a few 1 and 2s that are worse. I don't know. It just looked like a lot of them were lower than usually. It's like there's at least like 1-0, 1-1, like -1.
Yeah, well, if you think about a win and a loss usually counteracting each other, if they're like +2, -2, for example.
Yeah.
Your diff is usually just the result of your second loss. So being -3 or -2 is fine. The thing I'm worried about is Kaigai being -2 with a positive record.
That's crazy.
It means when you get down
week
to
1, right?
Yeah, you got 6-0.
Yeah, it was a 6-0. When you get to the end of the season, and people are fighting for playoff spots, not with their win-loss, but with their differential, when they're all 4-4, it means you're probably, unless you get another 6-0 back, you're going to need to be 5-3 at the least because of your bad differential. So similar to Lethal, where you got to start having good wins with high diff if you want to have the tiebreaker.
It's an interesting thing with like draft players in general too, and I think I fall into the category of I'm usually not going for a sweep in the same way. Like I just tend to play more like defensive or balanced. So a lot of times like you'll look at my diff and I don't have kill leaders on like the actual board of kill leaders, and sometimes my kill leader will be the Clefable or will be like the defensive Mon, right? And it actually does kind of hurt if you don't get a sweep at any point, because my diff usually ends up being more average, because like I have a lot of games where it's like it's a solid win, but I had to like sack Mons to get there instead of like setting up and then cleaning up. And it's something definitely to think about, like in more competitive divisions or just drafts in general, where it's like just going even and like being very sack happy like you might be on ladder just to get the win might end up screwing you in a playoff race where you're just going even and you haven't really gone for that sweep in any of your games. And it's not even just a matter of like if you accidentally got one, it's like you have to sometimes deliberately plan something that can do it, and sometimes you don't have a Mon that can sweep. And if every game you don't have a Mon that's like able to sweep this team without everything being 30%, right? like then you're not gonna have that flip back on the other side of it.
Yeah,
and
it's hard to
the other way.
Yeah, and something like an argument is in the air. Like you can argue that diff isn't actually a good metric to have as a tiebreaker, which I think is true to an extent. Where like you don't you don't make tiebreakers between chess players based on the amount of material that they have left at the end of their game.
It's the result.
And I completely understand that, and I agree with you that there are teams that are built sometimes to like sacrifice themselves for something else to get the sweep, like a memento or a healing wish or things like that. That even just screen setters in general, like they're often just meant to die to bring something in safely.
Suicide leaves are like an actual thing.
So like it does feel bad kind of punishing you for playing the game a certain way, but I think at the end of the day it just means that there's a different meta in leagues that care so much about differential and not head to head.
I think that's fine though, and it's a different way to think about it, but also realistically, unless this were like a 4-game league, right? Like if you played 4 games and it's like, okay, yeah, you get swept once and your diff is not gonna recover, even if you go 3-1, right? unless you sweep back. Across 8 games, I don't think it's a lot to ask that you have like that you're not like dying more than you're KOing, right? Just over the course of the game. But it really mostly sucks for just like when you're on that border and you have the even record. So really it just makes winning more important, and you're just risking that you'll have an unlucky game later on if your consistent winning strategy involves sacking a lot, because then it's like one bad loss suddenly resets your diff to a point where it's like, well, better hope you're not tying with people for your win-loss. So you have to be really confident that you're going to have more wins than everyone else. So it's not that it's unviable to play those teams if they work and if they get you wins. It's just a little riskier in the long term. If you're banking on continuing to win in a game that can swing pretty unfavorably on a bad stroke of luck in a game.
Yeah, so, I mean, it is something that you can just be cognizant about throughout a season. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's necessarily something that you need to specifically draft for, but if you draft against it and draft things that, like a Suicide Rocks lead or like a Trick Room explosion or whatever, you do need to keep that in mind through the course of an 8-game season.
Right. It's the kind of thing you bring out maybe once or twice to like secure a hard matchup, but maybe you're not bringing that every week as your only way to get someone in.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, I think that's good for Swarm. I think we can check out Truant, which is our smaller division. And does anything stand out to you here? There's 1 undefeated and 2 winless, though.
You know what stands out to me?
Yeah.
I don't see Superior here.
Crazy! You saw that game, eh?
I did see. I saw the comments. I was like, wait. Did it just not matter? And it kind of did matter for Diff, but at least it wasn't a win though. I feel like if it were a win, maybe that's where you like kind of reverse it. But for a learning league, if it's just Diff that makes a difference and you still lost, I don't think it matters a ton.
What were you saying, Lee?
Oh, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay.
It was just
so we did have to revert the results of the Maul versus Zathandis match. If you missed it, Maul just did an illegal Terra. Not a big deal, not the end of the world.
He was arrested on the spot.
He died.
It was illegal.
No, but so because of that though, the protocol is to just give the winner the better of the 2 results. So the match ended at 2-0, which meant that we shouldn't punish Zathandis with a worse result than if Maul had just forfeited instead of cheating.
Right. So it
feels so it was a +-3 and we didn't credit Maul for the game.
Right.
We kind of just counted it as a forfeit. If the game had ended like 6-0, we don't want it to be used as a mechanism to get a better diff, where like if you're about to be 6-0'd and you click the Terra button to make it a 3-0 instead, we don't want that. So that's why we're giving Zathandis the better of the 2 outcomes. Yeah. But because of that, unfortunately, if you take a look at Maul's sheet on his individual sheet, he actually hasn't been credited for a single KO yet, which is starting to get a little bit worrying, because he got 6-0'd week 1 and week 2, and then effectively forfeited week 3.
Yeah.
So
the KOs came from
Amon that shouldn't be
allowed to do what it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, if you're new enough that you didn't know what a Terra Captain was, you figure that there's at least some learning curve coming in here. Like, there's plenty of games to figure it out, and I don't want to be like, I don't want to be saying that Truant should be like not letting people into it, like to be like, oh, you just don't know anything about it. Like, no, sir. I think it's fine if Truant has that, right? Like, especially now that we spread out kind of these divisions where it's like you don't have the kind of like bottom swarm people that are just kind of like bored farming people who've never played draft before. I think it's more fine now.
Yeah, and there are people who have been steadily climbing up the ladder and improving through the seasons in Truant, which is exactly what the division's meant for, and I don't think it's a problem, but they're still here, kind of like you said. Royce says, do they need a mentor? Yeah, they do have a mentor right now, but I don't know how much they've been able to connect. And I think it's been tough for Mal to wrap his head around some of these things. For example, like week 1, I don't think he brought any items. And I mean, it's not like he's not speaking to his mentor. I did actually check in with Brother, who is his mentor, and they are speaking. But I think it's been tough for him to understand a lot of the game, which is completely fine. By the end of the season, I don't think mistake like this will be happening. I think we just got to give him some time. So completely fine. I'm not too worried about the future. I do think that for the most part, Mal's pretty much out of playoffs. Even if he wins, he's going to have to start 6-0ing, which I don't think is realistic. But not the end of the world. I think it's fine to be learning. We also see Dave down here at 1 and 2, and I know that you have opinions about that.
Yeah, he got a win, but I saw his most recent game, and I think he made some hasty errors in that one.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you've kind of been on his team. I mean, since we've known him, really, which is fine. I mean, like, he's your friend, and I'm on his side too, man. I think he's a great guy, but yeah, I mean, just it's been unfortunate games. He won against Roy Ace, which is good, but lost to Tony and Mudkip, who are really just like two of the better players in the division, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally top 1 and 2.
I think they were the two like favorite teams as well for the most part, or like Bobo.
Yeah.
And Tony were kind of in that coin flip of the best team.
Yeah. Alice memes are so lame and unfunny. Like, what does this even mean? Mid, 1 out of 10. Thumb down, thumb down.
Alice just said that that the Exca Zeb team looks like a Zeb team, or like Zeb person gives Zeb vibes. This, by the way, is not Zeb. It's not Zeb. That's a Houndoom.
Isn't Zeb a dog?
The zebra?
No, like the player.
What?
It's Excadrill, yeah. It's Excadrill, Terra Captain, and Zeb Strike him down, the Terra Captain.
Excadrill Zeb person gives Zeb vibes. What?
Yeah, he definitely means Houndoom. I mean, well, Sky said Houndoom. Close enough? Definitely not close enough, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's why this is
staying
here for the rest of this week.
Well, back to business here. I mean, we see Handy in 2-1. We did just see him lose to Sweets, but that was a pretty good game. Sky Knight been doing pretty well. Damu also been doing well. There's, I think most of the new players are actually doing positively right now, except for specifically Mal.
Morpeko came to a game, got a KO, +1 diff. Or no. It died, so it's 0 diff. Okay, that's still fine. Wigglytuff has not come to a game. Raylos comes there. Okay, alright. Doing great.
Crazy. Wigglytuff isn't coming and he's still winning. How's that happening?
I don't know. I mean, it's because Morpeko's coming.
Oh, true. Forgot. It did come to a game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it said it came to one. It got a KO and then died, apparently.
Sheesh. As expected. Actually, I would have expected just died, so it's already surpassed my expectations. I'm pretty sure Mudkip has the Coco team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another Blastoise Crown Captain combo, same as Rice Man. But I think Mudkip's team is a little bit more balanced and spread thinner on the Quark drives.
Blending right in. Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's just stacking Quark drives like
What else is on the team?
Like Riceman. Can we talk about how cool Stack Attack is for 15 minutes? Probably not for that long. How about 15 seconds? What are you guys' thoughts on Stack Attack?
Hey, I think it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, right?
Hold on,
I think it's a really cool.
And like Ikantera?
Ikantera, that's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool things.
Because you use Terra fighting body press, right?
Can't do that on ladder anymore.
That's true. Yeah, it's banned now. Okay,
Good.
well, that's all we're gonna talk about Stack Attack.
I was gonna check. Okay, so where's the other Terra? Is there no Terra crown in Swarm? I guess not.
It doesn't look like it.
And then here and here. So they're all 3 Terra.
Oh, Swarm
crown
doesn't.
teams are
Does this guy have Terra Crown?
Nope, other 2. The
Leaves.
Leaves and Jugulus.
Juggy.
So both of the or all 3 of the Terra crown teams are 2-1 right now. The reason I'm curious is because just from the replays that I've seen, it honestly seems like it might be like the premier Terra. Then again, Excadrill's also pretty like a pretty strong candidate for the most broken Terra captain that's legal. But the Excadrill teams are. One of them is in playoffs right now of the Terra.
Yeah,
Excadrill
true.
teams.
Well, I think 2 of them aren't sand teams.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of just like universal, just kind of like, wow, this one might kind of break the game with Terra. Just like having
it has been overperforming.
I think
it's fine. I think it's fine.
You definitely have to see what
value.
happens. Yeah. It's just it's any mon that can like snowball like that kind of concerns me when I'm looking at like, oh, is this healthy for having to prep for this where you just have no clue what it's going to Terra to, and it's like, all right, 2 turns later it has Calm Minded and Iron Defense in it, and also like you can't toxic it before it Terras, like.
Yeah, it's definitely the type of mon that if you're good enough to identify a winning set, it can take over games.
Yeah.
And you need to respect its setup.
Yeah.
And then it can just hit you with like a Specs Tachyon Cutter and you feel bad. So it's definitely very strong.
I don't know if it's
I don't think it's
worthy yet, but
no. I don't.
That's
think
why
it's
I'm curious. I just want to see if it
maybe
keeps
just
performing.
Maybe just attacks.
I do think that maybe it could go up 1 tier because maybe the fact that it can Terra, like split Terra pretty much down the middle with things like Blastoise and Jugulus.
I think that's kind of
maybe that's more the problem.
Yeah, actually 2. I didn't notice this before. 2 Blastoise crown teams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first thing Nahyma said.
Was it?
Yeah.
During the reviews?
No, a couple minutes ago.
Oh no! I thought that you were just talking about like seeing it right here, but then I was like, oh, I didn't realize that another team also did that.
Yeah.
And then the Jugglers, yeah. I mean, part of it too is like you're in Nat decks where there's actually a good electric terrain setter. And I know some of the teams that have Crown have that setter, so maybe that also skews it a little bit. But that's kind of like Excadrill Sand, right? It's like if you have it, it might be the most broken thing in the game, but if you don't, it's like it's just a good Terra captain. But... Now,
something I do want to avoid is having a team that builds itself, and I don't want like if you get Tapu Koko, I don't want there to be like extremely clear-cut Terra captains that you should get. And there is a little bit of customization you can pick between like Crown, Leaves, Jugulus, and I do think that Blastoise is just a good captain on electric terrain teams with Terrain Pulse. And obviously we see those captains in combination with each other on every single Coco team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do like that there is a little bit of spread between them, but it might be something to consider looking at, like moving one of them up or one of them down to make room for a little bit more creativity.
And it's kind of like the rain teams where it's like you're not pricing Floatzel to be like not like to not be on a rain team, right? It's like Terra Floatzel without rain. It's like great low tier Terra captain. It's not gonna do shit. But like you're still pricing it so that whoever gets rain can't do like Terra Floatzel for 3 points and then like have a really good Terra captain that's also just on that team, right? But so maybe that's a way to think about it, just because we're in Nat decks and can have electric terrain a lot easier. That some of those guys do just get like the electric terrain tax, which is unfortunate when there's only one setter, right? Because only one person benefits from that. But maybe it makes people less inclined to like have to do that if that's what they
Yeah, exactly. I want it to be less streamlined where there's just an obvious choice and then you pick that and there's your team.
Yeah.
But
and actually,
that's neither here nor there. That's definitely for next season.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the mods that like popped off with Terra that like we found out like halfway through the season, like, oh, maybe we shouldn't Terra, were steel type, but that's not true because there's also Bursa, who is not a steel type.
True.
But specifically the idea that you can't toxic them, and Bursa would just always do poison, so you still couldn't toxic it.
Yeah.
But,
that was a mistake.
But I was just thinking like King Gambit, or Chaladon was another one where we're just kind of like, probably shouldn't let this thing tear out.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
steel type.
I was getting worried that maybe I kind of trolled or something at the beginning of the season with Terra Ursa, like just regular Ursa.
Regular. It seems good.
I was mistaken to doubt myself. This thing is a beast.
Yeah.
And it's been putting in work. It does suck that I have to settle with Cloth, but that's my own drafting problem.
It's just a solid, like, it's a solid bulky mon that, like, just wants to hit things. So if you're not doing it with Trick Room, it's just like Terra into something that, like, tanks things better, and you just have something that hits strong moves. Like, just comes in and doesn't die.
No, it's on my radar. I don't plan on doing like a big Terra ban or anything, like, and just having a new wave of restrictions.
It's more just like the patch notes for the next one.
Yeah,
like,
but
who isn't allowed next time?
Things that are on my radar though are Ursa. They are Drill, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Crown not because I want to restrict it, but because it maybe should go up. No, not Metachamp. Zarude maybe is something that I've undervalued.
Yeah.
And Salamence.
I definitely made it look worse last
I kind of have kept Salamence open with hopes of being proven that it is good, because I was definitely on the fence of like, how busted is it really? It's starting to look like it's pretty strong.
I think it's a fair one to just get rid of. Even again, like, whether or not it's too strong, I also think of it just from like the game enjoyment side of it too, where it's like nobody really wants to face the Moxie sweeping Terra Salamence in the same way that, like, are there ways to play around Terra King Gambit? Sure. But does anyone want to face Terra King Gambit or Terra or Chaladon? It's like that's kind of where I see it. And again, that comes down to more to preference, where it's like some people would value the fact that they can do a Moxie sweeper with Terra, then they don't want to face one, right? So like,
and speaking of Moxie, I don't remember if I said it, but Terra Quack also is on the radar.
That is it. Yeah, he's a solid Terra captain for sure.
Yeah,
Lee,
I've been impressed.
Wasn't he a Terra captain for you last season, or was he not a Terra captain?
2 seasons.
It was a while ago. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
2 seasons ago, and I think he was the strongest Terra captain I've ever drafted.
Yeah, it was the same season I had
him. I think I had him as a Terra captain the same season that you did. Or wait, no, that couldn't have been true then if Lee had it that season.
Well, you could have had it season 2.
I think we had it the same season, Nahyma.
Maybe.
So maybe Lee was the season after. I don't remember.
Maybe.
Either way, but I remember, like, it is a very good Terra captain.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's been on my radar. I think Terra Water in particular is just that's the kind of thing that I want to avoid with Terra captains, is having them just like go into their stab and take over.
Well, that's the thing with Zarude too, where it's like Zarude, like, yeah, obviously you like the coverage on Zarude too, but also, like, if you don't feel like coming up with something complicated, just go Terra Dark and click knockoff. Like, just you're good.
I feel like Urshifu is actually like single strike. Has actually been performing well, and it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do, where it's running either defensive with setup or like just Terra Dark or fighting or whatever and just smacking face. Like, I don't want it to be just the best set of I'm just gonna click Terra Dark, which it would be if it had Wicked Blow.
Right.
So I like the point that single strike is at right now, actually.
Yeah.
Better than I like where Quack is.
What do you think about Hands, Terra captain?
Hands is really strong.
It's popping off this season too.
Yeah, I think more often than not, it's just defensive. It'll be like grass type or flying type.
It just seems like a really hard thing to answer. It's like there's so many like narrow windows, like, for certain calcs to be like, this will definitely.
Look at Tony's stat sheet and look at the Iron Hands on it.
Tony's. Yeah, I think it's fine. But then again, let's look at Palutos, including the forfeit.
Wait a minute.
It's trash.
Yeah, this one sucks.
Let's discount it. I think you should be able to do Terra hands with Terra crown. I think that would be fair.
Yeah, no. I do think
actually it's only 1 point off, right? Isn't crown like 11 or 12?
Crown's 13.
13. Okay, never mind. 3 points off.
Yeah. I feel like hands has been performing kind of like a more survivable Terra Rhyperior that people have really been high on. I think in the last little while, which for good reason. It's very sturdy as a low tier captain. Mm-hmm. But
is it pretty similar, just
better. Well, Rhyperior is.
Oh, Rhyperior, yeah. I don't know if it'd say 15 is low tier.
No. As a bottom pair, rather. A bottom mon of the pairing, Rhyperior is a good Terra captain.
Do you think that Iron Hands would be a bottom mon?
No, Rhyperior is a good bottom addition.
No, but I'm asking about hands. Do you think Iron Hands would be a bottom?
Oh my god, man. Definitely.
Is that a yes or
no? It's top. Just look at it.
Yeah.
You pin you down.
It's true.
Those big hands. Okay, I feel disgusting.
Why am I here?
I don't talk about this anymore.
So is that the end of the stream? Are we ending on that?
That's the end of the stream.
That was
unrelated to where we are about. With our.
That was last on my list.
Yeah, we've checked off everything. We watched the replays. We looked at the standings. We talked about some certain mons.
Yeah.
And we talked about our fantasies. Yeah. Okay.
What else? Yeah, there's nothing else. Stormtide's enjoying Mets. That's a positive. That's a positive note to end it on. Stormtide is enjoying Salamence.
We love Cloth.
We're banning it next season just because we hate you. So.
Not a mod.
I am strongly recommending.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you're still here, thanks again. Appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that. Like and subscribe for the algorithm. Who do we have around? We have Stormtide, Goder, Royce, Alice, Skyhops. Not sure who else is around, but thank you for tuning in. And we'll try and catch you next week.
See ya.